right, we're live. Good evening, everyone. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Alien Addict. This is the show where we discuss all things UFOs and aliens to the paranormal, and our pursuit into the mysteries of the unexplained. Welcome on in, and a happy Friday to you. So we're harkening back once again to the 90s. I'll say like late 80s, early 90s, I would say, as we're talking about the Aurora. Yes, a very fascinating topic. Actually, much talked about topic. Where's the thumbnail? There it is. Pretty much back in the 90s. Yeah, really, really interesting. And today, what I have for you, your cock and balls, as one would say in the Southwest, that I have some publications right here I want to go through and some documentaries. So God knows how long this is going to go today, but immensely fascinating craft, because I think, obviously, we're talking about disclosure these days, and I think we're talking about advanced alien technology, but with this aircraft specifically, it's more to deal with stealth, isn't it? All right, so the documentary I'm about to show you today is by Nick Cook. We'll get to basically who he is, because there's some very fascinating stuff I want to bring up today, which is pretty much on point with ufology at the moment. I want to go towards, it's going to be a bit German flying saucer related a little bit, but we're going to talk about the Aurora first. So normally, if you're new to Alien Addict, or actually no, I should say, if you have been watching Alien Addict for the past year, I ramble a little bit in the beginning about my life, but I'm going to skip that. I'm going to leave that to the end, all right? I'm going to focus on the Aurora, but I will show you this. Literally 5 minutes ago, my cat was on my lap. Look at that. But, oh no, not him. Who are you? Go away. Look at that. He gets so many compliments from everybody saying he's a very handsome cat. He is. And we're very, very lucky to have him. But he didn't come back for about 5 hours, like 3 o'clock in the morning. My anxiety went straight through the roof. But eventually he came back. But yeah, isn't he cute? Cute cat. Call him Lucifer. That face. It kind of, if you look to the cat side on, it looks like one of those like Egyptian cats. But we got very lucky. Like he's sound. He's like a cat that 420'd. But yeah, anyway, that's enough of that. But very, 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 very lucky cat, because he gets very well fed. But anyway, today what we're talking about, we'll get through chat, is the Aurora, because there's something I need to talk about. Yes, before I do that, hold on. Let's bring this up. Yeah, he's a very healthy cat. He's I think it's now is shedding his coat because it's coming into like the autumn, and it's bloody hot in there. So it's fur everywhere. But how's it going, Sheep Bob? Nice to see you. Weren't you Saxon? I call him the SS. But yes, Germans once again. We'll bring this up. Rory, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Science Evidence Fringe. Nice to see you too. Paula Faust, nice to see you, Paula. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in, and happy Friday to you. And John Strokes, thanks for the shout out, buddy. Much appreciated. And we have Scottish Alan 420. Yes, I actually got quite 420 on Hidden Show on Wednesday. Apologies for that near the end. I was like, maybe we've got to end the show, man, because I'm too tired and I'm 420. Mark Jeffrey, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Yeah, he is, Mr. Let's have a smoke together. But no, that was a great show, mate. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, if you're not aware that me and Hidden, we go live every Wednesday, not every Wednesday, every couple of Wednesdays. And we did one on Wednesday about, Hidden, what was it about? UFOs. I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. Yeah, it's something to do with UFOs, but a really interesting case. Actually, a multiple sightings that were spotted in Mexico in 1991 during the total solar eclipse. And me and Hidden have done a video on that. Yeah, very immensely fascinating video because there's 6 people that videotaped the same object in the sky. So go check that out. Hidden Underbelly Show. Go check it out. But nice to see you, Hidden. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Go for your hair. How's it going, Bob? Nice to see you. Happy Friday. And Azuri boy, hey, changed your what's it's not a thumbnail, what do you call it? Avatar. I think that's what they call it these days, isn't it? But nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And who else have we got in chat? So I have to go through chat. I have to say hello to everybody. It's a thing that I do. Oh yeah, earlier I actually set the live stream to like it's like 2:30. My bad. That was my bad. But anyway, I think that is everyone. Hey Rebecca, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, I think that is everyone. So right, let's get back to this photograph right here. The Aurora. Well, let's put my face up first because I have talked about it with Ollie going back a couple of years ago. In terms of this aircraft, let's have a good look at it first. I think it's worth having a good look at it. We are not talking about TR-3B. That's your typical triangle. This is more cylindrical. Is that the right word? It's a bit more pointier at the end. But this is stealth aircraft. So we're advancing from the B-52 bomber to the SR-71. And this is obviously nicknamed. It's not really been confirmed as the S-971 or something like that. We'll obviously get into it. And yeah, this is it. What's interesting about you saying that, One True Saxon, is that the documentary I'm going to bring up in a bit, once I'll just do a bit of rambling first about this, is that the fact that it kind of harkens back to German technology. It's honestly the documentary I was watching, I was like, actually, it's pretty much on point. What I've been basically talking about for the past year. So yeah, this is what basically you see in the sky. There's another photograph here, which is a bit dubious. I know, not too sure. Now it's like that's more TR-3B, but going back to what's the date here? I need to figure out. Yeah, but this was back in like the late 80s, early 90s, actually throughout the duration of the 90s. This aircraft was seen. And on the April the 23rd, 2009, I actually saw this in the sky. Okay. So if you go onto my Investigate with Nick channel on Rumble, I was doing a lot of sky watching, especially filming chemtrails in the sky and obviously watching for UFOs, etc. And I saw this just like that. It had no contrail coming out of it, but it was extremely high up. Couldn't hear anything. Like I said, you had to look for it through the actual binoculars to see it. I remember I turned on my camcorder and I know I've got a footage of me literally zooming in and zooming out somewhere. And I was trying to find it earlier. So I might bring it up on next show if I can remember. But I don't think you can see anything anyway because I would have saved it or brought it up at some point. But yeah, this was back in 2009. I definitely saw something like that. Absolutely, 100%. Hey, Jamek Musa, man, nice to see you. How's it going? Welcome on in. So this is just my personal experience, okay, on this. So yes, it's more like this. I couldn't really see anything underneath it, but it was absolutely jet black. Hey, Spirit Kennedy, how's it going? Spirited Kenny, nice to see you, man. How's it going? So yeah, this was completely jet black. I couldn't really see anything underneath it like that, like any exhaust. Like I said, it was extremely high up. But I swear to God, I saw this aircraft 100%. So here we go. Here's another example of this. So this is stealth aircraft. Hey, Sadie. Nice to see you. And happy Friday to you. Hope you're doing well. So where should I start off first? So that's just my personal counter, and I think this is pretty much some decent artist impressions of this hypersonic aircraft. It's immensely fascinating, I have to admit, because, like I said, we're harkening back to the 90s once again. Oh, right. Oh, I'm skipping ahead here. Hold on. Have I screwed up the bloody... Hold on. Oh, I have. Hold on. Okay, right. Fair enough. I have mixed up my... Right, okay. I'm an idiot. Okie dokie. I've spoiled everything. God damn it. I had everything right to a plan. So that's the last page. Right, fair enough. I was like, hold on, that's not right. Okay, so anyway, going back to my magazines. You know me and my magazines. I must make a clarification. Remember, we did a video with Hidden Underbelly about the Virginia case, and I was like, I couldn't literally find a magazine on the actual case. Well, believe it or not, I bloody found it, didn't I? What an idiot. It was from, it was right at the bottom of my books. So this is from, I'm going to do a video on Virginia case when it comes to the anniversary, which I think it might have been passed already. So this is UFO Magazine. This is the edition of, oh, gas. I'll read it here. September, October of 1996. So the Virginia case right here. But I specifically wanted to look at the Aurora. So I was going all through my collections trying to find whether or not I've got something that resembles or even mentions the word the Aurora project. I must clarify, first of all, that the Aurora project is a project. It's called the aircraft, but it's a bit unconfirmed at the moment. But they call it the SR-71 or something like that. We'll get into it, basically. But it's an overall project, so it could be a multitude of things. But they just named the aircraft Aurora, all right? So I think it's worth bringing that up. So let's go back to... Nope, this one here. I was going to bring that up a little bit later. That a bit later as well. So yes, this is the magazine right here. UFO Magazine. The truth is out there. And this edition is from... July, August of 1994. Okay, so right here it says the Aurora, America UFO Imposer. I was like, oh, fascinating. What if it comes up with anything juicy? And it did come up with this whole massive article right here. Yeah, fantastic. UFO porn. It certainly is, mate. If one gets hard out of it, fair enough. But not me. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I just get enjoyment at the fake photographs, and at the same time regurgitated information of ufology. You know what it's like, mate. But yeah, UFO porn, pretty much. Yeah. So this edition of UFO Magazine, obviously from 1990, what did they say? 1994. Okay, right. And it has a big word here, Aurora, America's secret UFO program. Okie dokie. So what I've done here is I've broken this down because I don't really want to read everything here because it's gonna be drag out a little bit. Do you know what I mean, mate? Do you know what I mean? So there are some really good designs of this aircraft. I mean, that's the early designs, but this is going before Nick Cook. Okay, I am going to bring up Nick Cook's book in a minute. Hey, how's it going, Heavy Kev? Nice to see you, Heavy Kev 94. Yes, well, pretty much took the words right out of my mouth, mate. Yeah, actually, yeah, that is pretty much spot on. Yeah, yeah. Actually, this is what people don't realize, and you're pretty much on the money with that one, especially when we get to Nick Cook and his interview. That the fact that this aircraft, the Aurora aircraft, was spotted in England. It is allegedly to have its home in Scotland, like you're saying here. But yeah, we'll get to the documentary in a bit. We'll get to that in a bit. So. Yeah, I know that made me chuckle, mate. The science, mate. So in here is just a couple of pages of the Aurora project. Sorry for my fingers in a way. So this is in 1994. Let's bring up my notes. Let's see what it's saying here. Where is my notes? Oh, there we are. Okay, fantastic. I'm actually prepared this time. All right. Thank God for that. Okay, so in terms of this article, it goes into pretty much like the black project. Okay, so the black budget. All right, so the word black project and black budget gets brought up. So when we're talking about black budget, it means this is some sort of funding goes into a secret project that no one knows about. And a typical example of that has been a few cases, and the very, very famous case is when Donald Rumsfeld came out the day before 9/11 saying that they couldn't account for, is it $2.3 trillion or something like that? And then that plane hit exactly where the money went missing on the Pentagon, if I remember rightly. So yeah, the whole premise is that we don't know where the funding is coming from, but there are some links to suggest that just after the Cold War has ended, they were basically developing a new type of stealth aircraft. God knows what they got now. It will be, because as I say, we are dealing with the 80s and the 90s right here. And obviously we're 30 years ahead of that. So I know they could have applied their own alien technology into it. Again, it's just speculation. All right. So this article does state that is noting that the US Air Force retired the Lockheed Martin SR-71 Blackbird, which is not on a page there. We all know what that aircraft looks like. So that's can travel up to Mach 3. And obviously it was back in 1990. Obviously, the very high cost of that. And obviously that was kept secret as well, the Lockheed Martin SR-71 for, I think, about 20 years, I believe, until they actually found out about it. But there's one thing in this documentary going to brought up, that fact that one of the disinformation campaigns out there was to literally produce, well, this is the CIA Mockingbird technique, that the fact that you want to put misinformation because people were seeing these aircraft in the sky. So the CIA was saying, do you know what? Allow the public to say, okay, we're actually seeing UFOs in the sky. When talking about UFOs, I mean, we're not talking about secret aircraft. We are dealing with extraterrestrial. So it's immensely fascinating. It really is, the whole disinformation campaign. Hey, Steve White, nice to see you. Welcome on in. And I hope you're doing well, buddy. So where's my notes? Where we do? Right, here we are. So it also mentions about the B-2 Spirits, which is a stealth bomber and a flying wing design known for its advanced project. Obviously, there's a huge development cost as well. And I think this goes for the Blackbird as well. So it's 22 billion. I think it's per aircraft. I think it was I think it's more or less with the whole project involved from this article. And the rumors did persist that something even more advanced was in secret development straight after the SR-71. And I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% convinced that they have been working on something and we don't even know nothing about it. This is why I think that the Aurora, the possibility of that, what we've seen in the sky, I mean, going back to my witness of this aircraft, I think is more or less on the cards here. But again, it's all speculation until we get to Nick Cook's book and his documentary. Immensely fascinating. So yes, the name Aurora emerges from alleged budget line items and leaks in the late 80s and early 90s. And this is in proper example of this is in 1985 Aviation Week report and budget anomalies totaling billing of the Black Project, which goes over hundreds of billions. That's not even accounted for. You know what I mean? This is secret money being funded somewhere. And this is all what I'm saying here is based upon the article. Okay. So the predecessor of this is obviously the SR-71. So this is something a bit more advanced than that. So the key sightings of this, and this has been spotted in America, but specifically Europe and the UK. Obviously, UK is not part of Europe anymore, but back then we were. But yeah, back in UK and Scotland sightings, basically a white and black object was seen streaking across the sky. When they say the white object, I think as this object travels so fast, we are dealing with the condensation trail that are left behind. We're going to get to that in a bit. This aircraft was traveling at tremendous speeds, and again, because it traveled so fast. I mean, from my case, from my observation, it traveled a lot faster than your commercial airline. It was very high up, and I understand the distance in between of what a commercial airline looks like from the ground compared to what this aircraft looked like. It looked like it was pretty much hauling ass, I would say. I really wish I got a bloody footage of it. I really do. But again, this thing was, I saw probably about less than 10 seconds, but it was definitely there. So it did, hold on, let's have a little look here. Get my notes up here. I can't even pronounce that. So there's an RAF base that's based in Scotland, and it obviously highlighted key rumours that this was the main hub for the actual aircraft. And this is this air base right here in Scotland is obviously owned by NATO and the RAF, and it is part of the US forces as well. Oh my, how am I going to say that? I'm going to put it through Google Translate, because that is a deep Scottish word that I don't think I'm going to pronounce, but I will in a second. Sorry, guys, if I'm not looking at chat as much. It's a bit tricky sticking to a script and all that, but I will get to you guys. Don't worry. Oh, Machrihanish. Thank you, Google. Is that right? Machrihanish. Okay, so there's an RAF base called Machrihanish in Scotland, and that's what I was basically talking about. Guarantee I screwed the word up anyway. So yes, that was based in Scotland, and this was the main hub of where this aircraft was allegedly based. And there were persistent sightings of this, and we'll get to a news article after that in a sec. So in this air base, I should say, there was a massive long runway, which is ideal for some sort of aircraft and is pretty much in the middle of nowhere. So the locals did report strange noises, lights, and earth tremors amongst other aircraft activity, especially the sonic booms. And obviously this article, it just suggests that the Aurora operations in Europe were given away by the shock waves and speeds up to 4,000 miles per hour. And this was actually witnessed by people throughout late 80s and up throughout the 90s as well. So yeah, the witnesses reports of pulsating deep rumbling noises heard in the upper atmosphere up in where Texas and Alabama, pretty much through the coast of the US. And it mentions of a high altitude aircraft and an unusual vapor trail. This is it. It's the vapor trail. It's not like your typical condensation trail or the persistent ones we see in the sky that we'll call that chemtrail, but it's up to you. But we'll get to some of the condensation trails. It looks very unique, like very like donut shaped. Anything I can see here? So yeah, in terms of like black budget wise, it's over like 22 billion, and even cost of taxpayers' money. It just comes from your taxpayers, by the way, America. You know what I mean? But this is quite an interesting concept of the Aurora. So this is 1994, you guys. All right. And the last page was actually that one. Okay. This was explained. So this whole article right here is to do with the F-117A. Is that right? The F-117A. That was obviously hidden from the public for God knows how many years. It's over like 18, 20 years or something like that until the public actually found out about it. So obviously we're dealing with Lockheed Martin and the skunk works here. And this was another explanation for what was seen in the sky as the Aurora, as we're talking about today. So it's saying here, the Americans' latest UFO imposer, the Aurora, looks remarkably similar to the North American, is that W? Oh my God, my eyes. I think I do need glasses. Valkyrie, which made its first flight on the 21st of September 1964. Well, we're dealing with the 90s here, and this aircraft was black, jet black, and not white. I think it's actually black underneath that, I think. But yeah, there are some sightings around here that was encountered of this object itself. So obviously we're dealing with July the 12th, 1992, August the 5th, 1992. This will be uploaded to Internet Archive as well. But yeah, that does look like Concorde, doesn't it? It just looks exactly the same, which doesn't look like the Aurora at all. So what I'll do at the end of the show, I'll put this. Thank you. Valkyrie, is that right? Something like that. So I'll put this in Internet Archive so you can actually read it for yourself. But this article right here was basically saying, well, these aircraft look triangular in shape which I would say, yes, they do. But this stealth aircraft right here, I would say, is actually rigid at the end, if I remember. I think I showed a picture of it last week. So, yeah, that was 2 pages of the UFO magazine talking about the Aurora project. It's to do with the Black project, how much money's been funded into it. Obviously, the sightings of this object as well. And which leads off to this book right here, my old cock and balls. Right, okay. So Nick Cook's book, Hunt for 0 Points, which came out in 2001, which is 7 years after the UFO magazine that I just showed you right here. And I actually have Nick Cook's book right here, Hunt for 0 Points. It's a really, really good book. And it's talking about well, it's a series of, hold on, bring my notes up, because it actually links into the documentary as well. That is a series of scenarios leading up to the Aurora project. And it goes all the way back to the Germans, what they were seeing with the Foo Fighters, talks about the Bell project. And then obviously talks about what happened after, for instance, Operation Paperclip. And then it talks about what the Germans were developing at the Manhattan Project, which links into the nuclear bomb. And if the people that knew about the nuclear bomb would have known about UFO technology as well, or potential what crashed in Roswell. It's like a whole scenario. And it goes into pretty much really good detail on there. I actually might get in contact with Nick Cook, actually. And obviously talks about the Aurora project. So that's like the last final thing. So Hunt for 0 Point. Go get it. It's pretty cheap. Can find, but it's definitely worth it. So this is what we've been talking about today. Where are we to? I think the next photograph is fire. Yeah, we'll talk about my my little trip and how I got stuck. I fucking hate mud. Oh god. Igor, whatever his name is, Igor Wachowski. Yes, I got his book here about the D-Glocker. In fact, we'll bring up a bit Igor a little bit later, mate. His name is Cook. He wrote a book called Cookbook. Oh, bless. Right. Okay. So let's get back to my notes again. So hold on. Where we go to here? Okay. Cool. Okay, got my documentaries all ready. So don't worry, I'll be playing some videos. All right. So the whole premise of this book, Nick Cook's book, Hunt for 0 Point, which was published in 2001. So yeah, it was 2001. Hold on. I want to make sure I got that right. Got to get the date right. Yes, I was right. 2001. Okay, that's cool. All right. So yes, we are dealing with 7 years after the magazine I just showed you. I'll just have a little look for my notes right here. So yes, Nick Cook wrote this book called Hunt for 0 Point. And Nick is a former aviation editor for Jane Defense Weekly. And it chronicles Cook's personal and dedicated long journey into the shadow realm and the world of classified aerospace research, focusing on the possibility of anti-gravity or gravity manipulation propulsion systems. So yes, he's an aviation journalist, so pretty much like Michael Schrapp, pretty much the same thing. So this book blends historical research, interviews with scientists and insiders, visitors. Oh my God, Nick! Visit to labs and speculations about suppressed technologies. It starts with Nick Cook's receiving his mysterious 1956 article titled "The G Machine Are Coming," and this features claims of a aerospace figure about to emit anti-gravity breakthrough. There is no, obviously, spirits of Nazi-era experiments, Operation Paperclip, and obviously the German recruitment during Operation Paperclip. And obviously US Black projects. And actually, it's actually probably worth showing, because that's what kick-started Nick Cook's journey. It was called the G Machine. Honestly, when I was watching this documentary and sort of going through Nick Cook's book, there are so many things I can talk about. I can talk about this for hours and hours. That the fact in the 1950s, what is it too? They were see the Defense Department, a multitude of companies and institutions in America in the 50s were trying to crack anti-gravity. And suddenly in like the late 50s, everything stopped, all went classified. And the article that he brings up here, I want to show you it. It's called The G Machine. The article isn't here. Where is it to? Sorry, guys. Bear with me. It's called The G Machine. Not G-string machine. Where is that bloody photograph? It's not a photograph. It's a drawing of it. Hold on. Sorry for the silence. I hope everyone's doing well. Oh, there it is. Thank God for that. It's like beginning of the bloody page. Idiot. What an idiot. Here we go. This is what it means. This is... Oh, my God. There we go. The G Machine are coming. And this was a very early interpretation of what this aircraft potentially could look like. So we are dealing with anti-gravity right here. And this is from the early 50s, in fact. So there were institutions actually working on potentially cracking gravity. So there we go. Obviously, the Germans will be brought up once again. So that is where Nick's fascination with what the US was pretty much trying to crack in the 1950s, and it all went silent. So it shows you something. All right. So it makes you think if they would have developed anti-gravity or cracked gravity, anti-gravity sort of systems in the 1950s, why did they develop the Aurora project, which is basically, propulsion system, well, jet propulsion system? Do you know what I mean? Unless it's a cover story. Do you know what I mean? It could well be, mate. It could well be. So yeah, I've been talking about this book today. All right. So let's bring this back up. There we go. Okay, so the Aurora, which is known as a hypersonic spy plane, and it has long-standing rumors in aviation circles and is pretty much on the speculation realm here as a ultra-high speed Mach 5 or even higher, which is obviously the replacement of what I talked about earlier of the SR-71 Blackbird, allegedly developed in the late 80s, in the 80s and 90s under the classified US Air Force or Black Budget program. Now, sightings include unusual sonic booms, donut on the rope, contrails, and triangular aircraft over testing ranges like Groom Lake, Area 51, and obviously Scotland, what I just talked about there. Now, the US government has consistently denied its existence, attributing budget line items with the Aurora to other projects. So like I was saying, the Aurora is a multitude of things. So it's not specifically dealing with that aircraft. It's just that's what we just call it because it's part of the Aurora program. So this is pretty much what was going on in Nick Cook's book. But I say it goes all the way back into like Nazi Germany, which we'll get into. That is immensely fascinating. It's like a massive rabbit hole. It really is. Yeah, that's it, Rebecca. That's what we're going to bring up. The $1 billion secret. And that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you in a minute. Nice one. Yeah, that's a really good documentary. And it's like so many rabbit holes. Hey, Sensei, how's it going? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Was there someone in chat earlier? Did I miss anybody? Oh, sorry, man. I think I missed you, buddy. Sorry. I'm going to call you 1987. What? It's been a wonderful year. I've been 3 years late on that one, but yeah, Uncanny Expeditions. In fact, we actually interviewed the guy Anderson on Hidden Underbelly show, I think sometime last year, and he caught. I would say that was more of a. I think we showed it on a couple of live streams ago. More like a TR-3B. I think it was some sort of stealth aircraft as well. I think you're saying it here, the B-2 Spirit. Yeah.
That's it. That's the area that he was dealing with. Yeah. But no, honestly, he's doing a fantastic job of actually going to these locations, actually filming the skies. It's immensely fascinating. But welcome on in, 1987. Maybe doing well if you're still here. Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah. You can probably, it's more like trillions now, I think. Absolutely. I think we're on the money on that one. Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about that later, mate. Don't worry. It's coming back up. But I think to add to this Aurora, well, this book really. So just the final little bits here. Okay. So just the key points of this book. So rumors and leaks emerges years before the official acknowledgement of the Aurora. The capabilities appear to be whispers of long before the public's confirmation. Disinformation mixes with truth to obscure details. Oh my God, that is so on point today. Oh my God. Like, I just want to get into this documentary because there's so much to talk about here. Obviously, Cook notes this about speculations from the late 80s onwards about the Aurora as a hypersonic spectacular aircraft to the Blackbird flying. It's not really flying wing, isn't it? I think I misspelt that. No, it's a supersonic aircraft, Nick. Come on. Anything to add on to that? I just want to get to this documentary because there's so many bits and pieces on here I need to get through. And I didn't save I know I did. It's on my screenshots. Okay, fantastic. Well, tell you what, let's just get into it because hey Dan, how's it going? Nice to see you, buddy. How's it going? Happy Friday. Oh, okay. So the Boeing Bird of Prey helped design the F-47. That's interesting. Yeah, it's almost like they're copying their design, so to speak, isn't it, from the previous? I mean, God knows what they got now, man. God knows what they must have something so. I definitely the cloaking realm. In fact, I think the Blackbird could actually do that. Invisible to radar, but visible to the naked eye. This is the other thing. So what I'm going to be doing today is showing you a video of. Okay, I'm going to bring this up first. Oh shit! What should I do first? Okay, we'll do that. So this is the end of Nick Hook's documentary, but I'm going to go harken back to it because it's got some really on point questions we need to look into. Okay, so what Rebecca said. This was actually the documentary here that was from 2005 called UFOs: The Secret Evidence. All right, so God, I hope I don't get a copyright for it. If the stream so happens to go down, don't worry, I'll be back up very, very shortly, but I think we'd be okay. Right, so check this out.
And Tom Hanley's aerial encounter remains as testimony to the possibility we are not alone. What is certain is that real-world UFOs, the man-made ones, continue to develop. Recently, a series of sonic booms were heard exploding across California and Nevada. Something was in the sky that could be heard and felt, but not seen. Some informed observers, and I'm one of them, believe it was an aircraft traveling at several thousand miles per hour, a secret project known as Aurora.
There is no trace of Aurora's physical existence, no evidence of government spending on its development or deployment. But there are tantalizing images that point to its existence. Pictures, for example, like this one. It shows a donut-shaped exhaust pattern, a sign perhaps that Aurora makes use of something called a pulse detonation wave engine. And it delivers a hell of a punch, easily enough power to drive an aircraft to 6 times the speed of sound. But perhaps the most intriguing are these images. This is a weather satellite image that shows a very interesting contrail originating out of Area 51 in Nevada and moving all the way across the United States, out over the Atlantic, on across Europe, and into Russia and China. Whatever it is, it's moving in excess of 8,000 miles an hour. If it is the contrail of a high-altitude hypersonic aircraft, In my book, it's the best evidence yet that Aurora is real.
And Aurora's flights will probably give birth to a new wave of UFO sightings.
Yeah.
Because whether aliens exist or not, many of us want to believe in them.
Yeah. We'll get back to this documentary, but this is like I thought the whole documentary was talking about the Aurora, and it wasn't. It was talking about a mixture of things, which is obviously harkening back to Nick Cook's book. But do you know how I got into chemtrails? That fucking photograph. Yeah, I went outside. I was like, well, if I can see that, and I saw something like that, I was like, oh my God, I can see like the Aurora in the sky and the contrail. And then I put it in Google, and obviously there was no restrictions back in 2007. And then I found obviously the chemtrail thing. So that's how I got to chemtrails, because of this photograph. I remember watching this documentary. I went immediately outside and saw a persistent trail that kind of looked like that. But it's immensely fascinating. I'll go back a little bit.
Its existence.
Yeah, this contrail. I mean, you know me and my sky watching. I obviously filming the planes in the sky and what they produce out of it. And nothing is like that, so to speak, like the donut shaped. It's like, I don't know, like twirly effects at the end, which is known as what he says there as a jet propulsion aircraft, or whatever he was calling it, some sort of malarkey. Stitches, yeah, pretty much, mate. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. So that's quite interesting. I tell you, we're going to harken back to this documentary, but I will show you another one very quickly if I can find it. Okay. Oh, this is a good old classic one. Check this out. Let's bring this up. There we go. So this is ITV News, the Aurora aircraft of 1993. Okay, and if you don't know who this guy is, it's Trevor Moore. He speaks very posh. Isn't it, Trevor? Take it away.
Cold War might be over. President Clinton might be cutting defense spending, but secret American spy projects are still going on. One is so secret and so fast that officially it doesn't even exist. They think they know better in Western Scotland, as our Scotland correspondent Hugh Pym reports.
It's the mystery of Machrihanish. Why has an isolated airbase got a runway longer than some of Britain's busiest international airports? The answer, according to plane spotters, is that behind the wire at this RAF base is the occasional home of an American spy plane, codename Aurora. Officially, it doesn't exist, but Aurora's still front-page news in American science magazines. Some experts say it looks like this, others say more like this, or even this. But whatever others say, David Anderson's convinced he knows. He lives.
See, you see what I mean by their different interpretations of this aircraft. Obviously, it flew quite high, but listen to what this guy has to say.
Under the flight path from Machrihanish. He says he's seen it.
You can see the windows on it, where the cockpit obviously was, and the jet outlets coming out of the back of it, but going very, very fast indeed.
Had you ever seen anything like it?
Never anything like it before.
For many years, the Americans denied that this aircraft existed, the Blackbird, an earlier spy plane which holds the world airspeed record, more than 3 times the speed of sound.
These new aircraft, if they exist, in order to justify their existence, would have to be significantly faster than that.
Is it?
And so we might imagine an airplane capable of flying at least 3,000 miles an hour.
Unless President Clinton decides to formally confirm or deny the existence of Aurora, speculation will continue about the secret spy plane and the mystery of its visits to Machrihanish. Hugh Pym, News at 10 on the Mull of Kintyre.
That's the way the news.
No, it's Trevor McDonald, mate, isn't it? That's Trevor McDonald.
Any speech, no contact either.
Whoa, what's this?
Physical.
But yeah.
Cold War might be over. President Clinton might.
No, have I got that wrong? No, it's Trevor McDonald, isn't it? Oh, whatever. Who cares? But yeah, that's a very interesting old style news outlet on the Aurora project. So again, it was talking about the topic back in the early 90s, especially with this old chap. Nah, it's Trevor McDonald. That's why. God, like, oh God. Oh, did I say Trevor Moore? All right. See, I have no idea what I said. Absolutely no idea. Oh, bloody hell. If he's still going today, who knows? Didn't watch ITV anymore. But anyway, I have one more to show. It's a 9-minute video, which goes a bit more specific details into this. And then we'll go back to Nick Cook's book. Hey, how's it going? Ray Clay 2. Hope you're having a good Friday, man. Hope you're having a good Friday. And welcome on in. Nice to see you. Yeah. Nice to see you. So let's bring this up. This goes into a bit more detail and sightings of the Aurora, which is obviously we call it the SR-71, not 71. This is the 91. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's do this.
The Lockheed Skunk Works, California.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Generations of deep black aircraft were built here. In recent years, its parking lot has remained full. Yet officially, it has little work underway. Too little to explain all the activity. Production of its Blackbird spy plane is long finished. Its last contract was for the stealth fighter. That is near completion. It cannot explain the work being done behind closed doors. Is a new deep black triangular aircraft being built? Aviation experts suspect that the answer lies in a 1985 Pentagon document. A mysterious aircraft codenamed Aurora project was...
Yeah, there was... I tell you what, you actually clocked my memory, actually. Edgar Fouché talked about the TR-3B, and the word Aurora got brought up. Like I said, the Aurora was like a multitude of things, obviously different components too. When I say components, I mean talk about different devices and technology associated with the Aurora project. But anti-gravity, this is it. Because we, like I said at the beginning of the show, Dan, I think we were dealing more with stealth aircraft, like jet propulsion aircraft with a bit of like advanced technology spliced in. God knows what they got now. Like I said, I think it's way more advanced. But whether or not it's the Aurora was, I'll try and find it, actually. I'll try and
accidentally
find
included alongside
Fuchsia,
budgets for the U-2 and Blackbird spy planes. There has been no mention of it since.
The first thing I heard about Aurora was that air traffic controllers out on the West Coast were being told to expect very high-speed targets on their radar screens. That it was a classified program, that they weren't to panic and they weren't to report it to anybody else. The next piece of information, and the one that I think really started me investigating the Aurora story, was a sequence of sonic booms over California.
On Thursday, June 18th, 1992, at 7 in the morning, and on 6 other Thursdays at the same hour in the preceding year, there was a minor tremor in Los Angeles. Spurred on by telephone calls from worried residents, Jim Morey of the U.S. Geological...
I think it's worth, sorry guys if I pause it, I think it's worth mentioning that the fact that the reason why people were seeing this aircraft, because he kept on hearing this rumbling noise in the sky, this specifically these sonic booms, and the TR-3B, obviously we're dealing with, if I remember rightly, quasi-crystals. That's what Edgar Fouché was saying back in 1997 about this craft, but that was more triangular. And I think the Aurora got spliced in there, but in the early 90s, especially the news reports that I showed you with Trevor McDonald and the actual magazine I showed you here from 1994, nothing to do with anti-gravity. This was more or less like a stealth aircraft. The thing is with the internet, a lot of things just get spliced together. This is one thing why I haven't really gone into Roswell, because Roswell has so many books that's been brought out, and there's so many people that insert themselves into the actual the whole shebang of Roswell, and it's, you don't know whether or not people are telling the truth, secondhand witness testimonies to third hand, essentially like a bunch of trust me bros, isn't it, when you look at it? Again, I'm not going to rule out the witnesses, but I think the TR-3B has nothing to do with Aurora. I might be wrong on that one, mate. I will correct myself if I'm wrong on that one.
Survey set out to discover what was causing this unusually punctual earthquake. At his disposal is a network of seismic recording stations. He quickly established that it was a double sonic boom from a supersonic aircraft. Maury compared the signature of the aircraft's sonic boom with the patterns produced by those of the space shuttle landing outside of Los Angeles and by the SR-71 Blackbird.
Yeah, he's kept that silent now, you know, these unbelievable technology. And I think I would like to know exactly what that is. But again, is that just Trump and his ego once again?
Its world speed record transcontinental flight in 1991. It was completely different. The size and spread of the boom was unique.
We actually have quite a few sonic booms in Southern California. One of the reasons is that the space shuttle lands at Edwards Air Force Base, which is in the desert here. It's possible to tell the direction, the speed, and the height.
Sorry, mate, with an airstyle like that, I don't think I can trust you.
Of the object that's producing the sonic boom,
No offense.
if you have good instrumental recording. So for these mystery booms that we saw, it's clear that they are flying offshore. Because we don't have any stations there, we don't have very much data, so we really couldn't get an accurate estimate how fast that particular object was traveling. All we can really say is it was traveling faster than the speed of sound. And one of the possibilities that could be meteorite, and there are instances of meteorites producing similar booms. Obviously, though, meteorites.
All right, throw it in before he goes quickly. Any more?
The official explanation was that U.S. Navy fighters were responsible, but few experts were convinced. The breakthrough came when Bill Sweetman received an eyewitness drawing of what he felt could only be the Aurora.
I'd written a couple of Aurora stories suggesting that the evidence was accumulating that something was out there. And I received in the mail a sketch and a note from a man named Chris Gibson.
This eyewitness is one of the best in the business. Chris Gibson was a member of Britain's Royal Observer Corps. He was part of their elite international recognition team, one of the top military aircraft observers in the world. One day in 1989, while working on an oil rig in the North Sea, a colleague called Chris outside.
There was a formation of 4 aircraft. The lead aircraft was a KC-1.
See, back to Scotland again. So remember, Scotland was seeing these craft as well. They were definitely seeing these craft. In fact, if I remember rightly, where I actually lived back at my parents' place, when I saw I thought I saw the Aurora, it was actually on the same flight path going towards Scotland. Thinking about that now, and that's exactly the same drawing as what this guy's going to show you right here.
135 Stratotanker. And off it,
how's it going, Moody? Nice to see you, mate.
2 F-111 fighter bombers.
Oh yeah, Rumble in the Jungle, Meals on Wheels, Drunken Master. Oh god, I've been a long time since I watched Jackie Chan films, but they're immensely funny.
Tail of the KC-135 Stratotanker was a black triangular aircraft.
There we go, just like that.
No wings, no tail.
Armor of God,
triangle.
that's it.
And there's nothing I've ever seen before looked like that, which was an unusual occurrence because I'm trained in instant recognition by the
Oh, is it, mate?
Royal Observer Corps. And if I didn't know what it was, it's not in any books.
This shape and the sonic boom.
So what the guy drew there was exactly what I saw in the sky. Exactly the same, just without the aircraft next to it.
Told Bill Sweetman a great deal.
If you're looking at an aircraft that is designed to fly at what's
Project A, Mills and Wills, yeah,
hypersonic speeds at 5 or 6 times the speed of sound or upwards.
I tell you, Mills and Wheels, it's the fight scene at the end is immense. I mean, people are going flying, getting their backs cracked into like flipping corners of pavements. Oh, it's so good. Oh, don't make me show clips. I'll have to show clips. Damn it.
There are several things that become
I love Jackie Chan.
absolutely essential. One is that you require a very high degree of sweepback on the wing leading edges. Otherwise, you start getting into severe problems of drag and aerodynamic heating. As you go into this very slender shape, you still need to have a lot of volume in that shape for fuel, for propulsion, for crew. And the best way to provide that is to blend the wing and the body together. You get a very characteristic, highly blended triangular shape, which is in plan view identical to what Chris saw.
In Amarillo, Texas, Steve Douglas may have captured photographic evidence.
So I missed everything that guy just said because I'm looking at Jackie Chan stuff. Sorry, but I am going to pay attention to what. Yeah, because I get distracted.
Of the Aurora. He maintains sophisticated military signals monitoring equipment in his home.
I think it was March 23rd, 1992. I was back here in my office when the house was shook by what sounded like a large sonic boom. I heard.
Oh, yeah, you're saying that, Dan. The Kenneth Arnold sighting, in fact, was, wow, they allegedly it was the Horton flying wing, which is called the Piranha, I think it was called. It looked just like the Kenneth Arnold sighting. But again, we're dealing with the Horton brothers here. But I have no idea you come from a bone family. Oh, fair enough.
A lot of sonic boom before, so I know how they sound. But this one seemed to continue.
Oh, is it?
It wasn't just a crack boom and left. It was a rather large shudder that you could feel in your chest, and the windows vibrated. And that's when I saw this very high-speed aircraft flying over the house at incredible rate. I grabbed my camera, knowing it was something.
Yeah, I got that queued up for tomorrow when I'm at the gym. I'll listen to it.
Different, especially because the way the contrail worked.
The Donuts on a Rope contrail is produced by no conventional aircraft. Its engine noise is also unique.
It's a deep, thrumming, regular pulsing, booming noise, like somebody unzipping the sky. You feel it more in your chest.
I hear that all the time over my area. Do you ever hear that, guys? It's like sometimes you just, like, even when I'm indoors, you can hear this like massive rumbling noise. It sounds like something's flying over low over your bloody house, and you go, "What the bloody hell was that?" Like one time, the bungalow was shaking. I was like, "What the hell was?" Even my missus was like, "Hey, what the hell was that?" Yeah, you guys hear that at all? Could be the Aurora. You never know.
Then you hear it. It doesn't sound like a jet. It doesn't sound like a rocket. It's just very unique and an amazing sound.
The Donuts on a Rope contrail has been reported from around the world. This never-before-seen footage was taken by an amateur cameraman from a transatlantic passenger jet. It is very hard to hide an aircraft like the Aurora. Steve switched on his radios. On a military frequency reserved for spy satellites, he heard the call sign, Dark Star.
Dark Star Sierra formation crew. Dark Star Sierra formation crew.
You said that in chat, Dark Star.
Dark Star Sierra formation. Be advised for that. Dark Star Sierra, out.
I'd never heard Dark Star before, and I keep lists of thousands of call signs.
The contrail and engine noise.
Yeah, these contrails. I mean, I see that all the time coming out of aircraft, really. But I'll just take the guy's word for it. You know, if he's saying you saw this very fast flying aircraft and this is the contrail after this, it's kind of hard to tell. But I see this on a very regular basis when the skies are cleared.
These are the signature of a pulsed detonation engine.
Yeah,
the kind of engine necessary to fly at hypersonic speeds. With a cruising speed of 5,300 miles per hour, Mach 8, operating in near orbit at an altitude of 50 to 80 miles, the Aurora could reach anywhere in the world in 3 hours.
Yeah, I get that as well. You can hear this aircraft and it's roaring above your head and you're looking up and you can't bloody see it. It's like, what's this aircraft? It sounds like you should be able to see it because it's like that loud, you know what I mean?
But not everyone believes the Aurora exists.
The name Aurora first appeared as part of an unclassified budget document. It was assumed by people that this is referring to a hypersonic aircraft program. Ben Rich, the former head of the Skunk Works, however, later revealed that this was actually the funding item for the development of the B-2 bomber.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that concept of the fact that this is a whole different design of the propulsion system itself. It's going to be completely different to the regular aircraft we see in the sky, the commercial airline. So yeah, that most likely it would give a completely different type of control, for sure, for sure.
That it had nothing to do with a hypersonic airplane, and he has flatly said that such an airplane does not exist.
Aurora is not a belief system. Aurora is a continuing investigation which is not yet closed. Personally, I think that there's overwhelming evidence that there is a high-speed program out there.
Like the deep black projects that came before it, the Aurora's existence is still denied. If the Aurora does exist, its main test base would probably be Dreamland at Groom Lake, Area 51, in the Nevada nuclear test site.
There we go. Oh my God, that was loud. Flipping now. So there you go. That was pretty much a straightforward documentary about the Aurora project itself. Now, again, we are dealing with black budgets we are talking about here, which no one's going to find at all. But if you want some sort of deep dive into where potentially the money is going, go check out Catherine Austin Fitz, who is on various YouTube channels, been interviewed, and she was she worked for George Bush administration back in 2000s, and she was dealing with the finances, and she noticed like trillions could be accounted for. And I don't know whether or not she actually pinpointed where the money was going, but it kind of alludes to something military. I mean, spending trillions, you know, you're dealing with... I mean, we want to keep the war machine going, isn't it? So you never know. It's just speculation, isn't it? But when you think about these aircraft and potentially how much money it costs to develop even a single aircraft, billions. What's that in that article there? 22 billion per aircraft. There's a lot of money, man. There's a lot of money. So God knows where this money is going from, coming and going. This is it. So if you want to, I'll probably check out with Catherine Austin Fitz interview at some point. Hey, Mr. Source, how's it going? Nice to see you. Happy Friday. Yes, we are Friday. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, I found that immensely fascinating about the Aurora. But what I want to do is go back to Nick Cook's book, the documentary, UFO Secrets, because he brought up quite a number of very interesting points that kind of leads into the Aurora project. And we're going back to the Germans on this one. Okay, right. I did write it down, but I did take screenshots of it. Of the time. Let's have a look. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. All right. So this part here, guys, I should have done this first, really. The history of what made potentially the Aurora project. So we're going all the way back to the Second World War and what was developed, especially what the Germans were developing. All right, so we're going to go all the way back to here. What's it saying? 747. Okay, let's do this. Are we all good? We're on screen. Fantastic. Hey, Green Tea, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. Welcome on in. You've missed a bit of information on the Aurora, but we're sort of going to go back to this documentary because it brought up a lot of really good points in terms of ufology, especially when it comes with disinformation and why they push this information. That the fact is, yes, you are seeing UFOs in the sky. We're talking about the CIA here. Yes, it is Friday. I don't know what I'd do 5 minutes ago, mate. Honestly, I was terrible. But yeah, in terms of the information, pretty much we're coming across today in ufology, it's a lot of shite. And you're thinking, why is this being put out there? This kind of harkens to the Trump announcement in July. It's all going to blend in together. I did plan this out in coordination, but yeah, bear with me. But nice to see you, Green Tea. Nice to see you. Oh, hold on.
Intriguing. But I wonder whether there is anything more than the log reports by the pilots who described screaming dogfights with strange balls of light.
So we're talking about Foo Fighters here, right?
I've come to meet American technology historian John Dering. He has first-hand information on the development of Foo Fighters.
Yes, don't worry. I'll bring up the photo. So you know my life story that I bring up during like the beginning of the show is going to be after this, all right? But yeah, I got my van stuck, and you want to hear the story about it because oh my god, that farmer is a Jesus himself. Literally lifted my van with the power of the force. I'm joking, but anyway.
I interviewed a German aircraft engineer who had actually worked on these vehicles in the...
I've come to meet American technology historian John Dering.
So much.
He has first-hand information on the development of Foo Fighters.
There we go.
I interviewed a German aircraft engineer who had actually worked on these vehicles in the prototype stage and in the early phases of production. These were vehicles that were unmanned. They were what we would probably best describe today as unmanned aerial combat vehicles. These were vehicles that were not just sent up for surveillance purposes. They actually had a purpose of remotely controlled to engage the Allied aircraft, the bombers in particular, by basically trying to apply a mechanism that was not necessarily a catastrophic destructive effect, such as blowing the Foo Fighter up and taking the aircraft down. This was intended to be something that could be reused multiple times.
There's plenty of anecdotal evidence that Allied air crewmen saw these things over Germany, but what about hard evidence on the ground that this technology was actually pursued by the Germans?
One of the reports that I have seen and looked over was in reference to a project in the Black Forest that involved a small vehicle that was specifically intended to be an interceptor for advanced air defense against Allied bombers. Now that document actually came from a US intelligence officer, and so I have pretty high certainty that that was real.
Right, okay. The Black Forest incident. Obviously, he's talking about German technology here. Going to your question here, Green Tea. A visible UFO recorded in Washington. Was that recently? I might have it on my bookmarks on X. But if you can, Green Tea, because you got a spanner, you're a moderator, you can actually put the link in if you can. If not, I can always find it. But yeah, going back to the Foo Fighters, he kind of went more or less all over the place in terms of obviously what Foo Fighters were, potentially what they were, and obviously we're dealing with the Black Forest, which we are dealing with flying saucers here. So just to confirm a few things. Oh, brilliant, you got that there. Okay, fantastic, Green Tea. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that instead. So basically, hold on. Got it. Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you, Green Tea. Oh, UFO World News X. Oh, that'll be interesting. Oh, thank you, Green Tea. That'll be a good one. Where was I going with that? Where was I going? I was going with somewhere. Oh, yeah. So the Black Forest incident to do with German flying saucers really started from this book from 1996. And I did show it on Tuesday's show. Jan van Helsing book from 1996. And this is the German version. And this is called Secret Societies and the Power in the 20th Century. And in here, it talks about the Black Forest place where they had the flying saucer. So what the guy was talking about was two separate things. Obviously, we're talking about the Foo Fighters and flying saucers, which were obviously anti-gravity, if I remember rightly. Okay, let's have a look. Hold on. There we go.
I want to follow up on John Dering's research. His work indicates there was secret technology being developed in Nazi-occupied Central Europe, which might account for some of the UFO sightings. These are the Sudeten Mountains on the Polish-Czech border. During World War II, this beautiful valley was home to some of the finest scientific minds of the Third Reich.
Yeah, that's not his real name. He called himself Jan van Helsing, which sounds a bit pretentious, doesn't it, mate? I swear to God. It's his pseudonym. I don't know what his real name is. But a very controversial figure in Germany.
It was here that the Nazis built one of their underground research facilities, the Wenceslas mine. I'm meeting Polish military historian Igor Witkowski, who will guide me around the mine, a vast underground complex hidden away from Allied bombs, which Nazi slave labor carved out of the Sudeten mountains.
Okay, so now we've moved on from Foo Fighters to the Black Forest to Die Glocke, okay? You know me and my theories on German flying saucers. I do believe they were working on anti-gravity, which was the Bell, because we're going to get into obviously what made the Bell project more reliable, because we got some actual documents on that and a bit more testimony, which is a bit more stable, I'd say. Unlike the Haunebu flying saucers, which is a bit, it's all over the place really when you look at it. So Haunebu rail side, I'm pretty sure they didn't develop that, but the anti-gravity side to do with the actual Die Glocke device itself, the Bell, yes, they did make an attempt on this device.
Of the surface infrastructure being kind of a reflection of the underground festival.
Here, in the desperate last months of the war, that German scientists worked around the clock to produce Kriegsscheiden, the war-winning technology that might produce a stunning knockout blow, even as the Nazis were being pushed back towards Germany.
Okay, hold on a minute. It's going to skip forward ahead.
People who worked on the Bell suffered from sleep problems and severe vertigo. 5 of the 7 scientists died while working on the project.
So the story of the Bell project, obviously Igor Witkowski wrote a book called The Secret, what's it called? The Secret of the Wunderwaffe, whatever it's called. There's obviously to do with the secret weapon here. I got to get his book name right. Secrets of the Wunderwaffe. Wunderwaffe. What's a Wunderwaffe? I think that's the bladed name of it. Yeah, that's it. And this was back in the early 90s, and he's the one that pretty much exposed the Bell project. But where the story came from was from an affidavit of a prisoner of war linked to the Bell project, and his name was Jacob Sporenberg, and he was banged up in the Polish prison. He wasn't really saying anything, and eventually, I think after a few days, he'd given in, and he written an affidavit. So an affidavit is basically a written statement. And he was saying basically what he was part of, and he was responsible for apparently the 60 deaths of the scientists associated with the Bell project itself. And he says that this device was attempt to crack gravity. This was a bell-shaped device. It had to be pumped with absolutely tremendous amount of electricity. There was this red serum. So the whole aspect of the Bell project was to do with this affidavit. Let's go back to this document here. But that's just the basic background of it. And obviously, Igor Witkowski found this document and brought out in his book called The Secrets of the Wunderwaffe.
In a memo to Hitler, the scientists wrote, "It is in our opinion that the scientific results ascertained from our experiments with the Bell are truly decisive for the war."
Boom. See, in a goddamn document that he found, it says, it talks about this device. So again, we have some sort of substance, you know. When it comes to Haunebu Vril blueprints, you're not really getting that at all. This is an historical archive of an actual document right here. And it states that they named the device the Bell. And they actually had a certain amount of effects from it. So there is documentations to back this up, guys. I'd love to go to this place. Henge, as they call it.
Experiments with the Bell happened deep underground in the mine, but directly above it, on the surface, was this strange structure. Called the flytrap, it first showed up on an Allied aerial reconnaissance photo in 1944.
That's one aspect, Moody, yeah. I was saying, some sort of nuclear reactor.
Igor Witkowski believes that the flytrap was a test rig for advanced propulsion technology.
But with that, there were... Well, this device had to be pumped with so much electricity. It was the amount of electricity to actually power Berlin. So this was absolutely millions of voltage going into this device itself. And there were actually massive cables running underneath this hinged circular thingy here. I can't remember. Is it hexagon sort of shape? I'm not too sure. So it's producing power that's going underneath it. But also, there was a nuclear power plant opposite this hinge right here to actually pump electricity into the device or into this station, potentially into this device.
In other words, flying saucers.
Hope that makes sense.
There is a
That's a wonder weapon. Thank you, Source.
Thank you. Steel reinforcement of the
Hey,
period,
John P, how's it going?
which means that it was to withstand some great forces working on it.
How did it work? We don't know exactly, but we do know from Sporenberg's evidence that the bell was a revolutionary device, and the flytrap, designed as its test rig, was fed with underground cables running to the heart of the structure.
So the cabling led down here,
right
or
away
rather from the power station.
You just put in here, but would anti-gravity craft really won the war for Germany, considering the predicament they were in? I'm sure. I mean, they were pretty much struggling near the end of the war, especially the beginning of 1945. Near the end of like 1944, the world it had made any difference. Well, yeah, if you look at like the nukes, I mean, yeah, they were developing nuclear bombs, but if you think, if they had Hounderboom real flying saucers, the anti-gravity side with these laser turrets and Panther turrets in 1938 before the war, and they perfected this, and specifically talking about the Hounderboom 1, obviously the real craft as well. Even they say is before that in the 1920s, why didn't they use it throughout the war? If they were that struggling and they wanted to take over the Soviet Union, which was the stupidest thing to do, because it's absolutely immense, why didn't they bring out the anti-gravity flying saucers? That there would have been more witnesses of it. Now, one would argue in saying, look, well, there is actually documentations from the FBI and CIA in the 1950s through prisoners of war that were underneath the Third Reich. We're talking about obviously the Jewish slave labor camps that were basically enslaved labor, were basically immigrated to America after the war. And in the 1950s, they actually been interviewed and saying, these prisoners of war are saying, look, we actually saw this, for instance, these flying saucers coming out of like this warehouse, Ford Apache sort of warehouse, with one that has like a open top. So again, I've got to take that in considerations, and I'm not going to say that the people that saying this are actually fibbing or just, I mean, why would they come forward to lie? This is what I mean. But whether or not that's to do with the turbine-driven aircraft and not the Hounderboom anti-gravity side, this is it. There's so many counterbalances because, but like what you're saying there, Moody, is just, would it make any difference throughout the war? And I think it would, because we would have seen it and it probably had a bit more impact, because it'd be like, okay, we've got these flying saucers shooting bloody Panther turrets in the air. Do you know what I mean? There would have been some sort of sign of that. I hope that made sense. Fucking hope it did. But no, that's a very good question, Moody. Very good question. Oh, he's back. Well, if they had it before the war, would it have been different? But they never mass production. Yeah, this is it. It's the mass production of it, because it might have cost a lot of money, which is odd. Instead, they mass production high-tech normal planes and jets. Cost effective, I understand that. Maybe the Hounderboom Vrils aircraft. I mean, they built 5 Hounderbooms and several Vril craft. I don't understand why they didn't at least use one of them during the war. Do you know what I mean? Just as, I mean, would the Germans at the Third Reich would expose this technology? Because they did hide it to a certain degree. I mean, the Foo Fighters alone, like you're saying, Moody, that the fact that these were obviously radar reflections, ionized plasma balls in the sky. But the Allies were saying, no, this is some sort of secret technology. So everyone's battling back and forth, going, well, is this German technology? Is it our technology? Is something extraterrestrial? It was a pretty much hit and miss with that one. Or a lot of speculation, really. Mass production of it. Yeah, again, they would have used it. At least they would have used it. Nazi metals, they couldn't carry guns. That's what what's his name? Joseph P. Farrell says. They said they wouldn't have put an upside down Panther turret on an anti-gravity flying saucer. It makes no sense. This is it. It's again, I think we need to talk about Vril and Hound flying saucers once again. It's never escaping it. Germans only managed to produce a few prototypes. Yeah, if we're going by the concept that they did build this anti-gravity flying saucers, we're talking about Hound and Vril here. Hey, Sophia, nice to see you. Happy 420. You had to go 420 minute. Yeah, I may be doing well. I'll show you my Wells photograph in a minute after this, but I hope you're doing well, man. Both German and Allies radar, certainly radar, ionized the air and generated Foo Fighters. It was never discussed because they are modern weapons based on our tech. Yeah, I like to see. Again, a lot of these reports of Foo Fighters, it makes sense that they were flying through clouds, because that is how you're going to get the ionized plasma ball. If you've got, for instance, like a specific cloud, which is kind of like misty and stuff like that, which is known as cirrostratus, and that is pretty much the altitude where they would actually fly, because I know for a fact they would fly as high as possible at night. Obviously, we're talking about the bombing range here, and a lot of these Foo Fighters were spotted at night. So they were traveling at altitude about 35,000 feet, which is pretty much where that base that cloud layer is. So if you've got a radar system pointing up in that direction where the aircraft is, and then for instance, you've got that cloud cover, yes, I would imagine that ionized plasma ball would be seen in the sky. So again, with that one, Moody, is a more plausible explanation. But I'd like to see that in video form. But again, not ruling it out though. But that makes more sense towards something extraterrestrial, the fact that this was just secret technology. This is it. Do I go through chat again? Oh, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. The Creative Goose. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Oh, great. Managed to catch the live stream. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here, mate. Glad you're here. Right, I think that's everyone. Right, let's continue, because there's a few things I want to bring up. Talking about disinformation, I think that's really on point. I got my timestamps screen saved on my phone. So we're going to skip that. So we're going to skip through the Bell project. So remember, we're going through like the timeline. So we start from the Germans, and we're going to move up ahead to after the war to Operation Paperclip. Or we might go straight into Roswell. I think we'll go straight into Roswell here. Here we go.
The air is crystal clear. I've come to meet Mike Smith and Wayne Matson, two ex-Air Force officers who have lived in the area for some time.
Yeah, happy Friday to you, mate. Happy Friday.
Mike explains that the desert climate can throw strange shapes into the air.
A lot of them are astronomical phenomena, and our desert atmosphere here provides practically an infinity of weather conditions, which can really play tricks with the eyes. And I have seen things that were perfectly explainable that really looked like something totally extraordinary, but they were explainable.
And as Wayne tells me, even cloud formations can be misleading.
Lenticular clouds are often mistaken for UFOs.
Oh, lenticular clouds are my favorite. Way after this, because there was a wicked one over Florida. Yes, I checked Florida for chemtrails, by the way, and they're still so-called sprayed, by the way.
Pretty extraordinary, aren't they? Lenticular clouds can.
Beautiful. Look at that.
The wind comes hitting the mountains, swoops up, and is.
And one explanation for these back in the 50s and 60s that the fact there were actually UFOs hiding in there. So UFOs or flying saucers were disguised as clouds. How cute.
It goes over the top, the clouds form. I have seen a half a dozen UFOs lenticular clouds that were one, about a minute later, a second one, and so on.
The cloud story may explain some of the unusual sights witnessed in this area.
Nice.
But it doesn't begin to account for the Roswell incident. Debris was recovered from the crash site, so there is physical evidence that something did come down on the plains of San Agustin.
Very true. Yes, can be misidentified as that.
But the mystery surrounding Roswell comes from the fact that the US Air Force changed their version of events 3 times. I've discovered that one of those stories was linked to a covert military operation flying out of the Roswell area. Duke Gildenberg worked on a secret balloon program called Skyhook, designed to fly...
Okay, sorry guys, I'm just going to skip ahead here. I've got different time stamps on here, which I just want to talk about. Yeah, once you Saxon, that was near the end of the Bell project on that one. But I'll put the link in the description here so you can go watch it. It's meant to be fascinating. What's that? 32, 37. 32, 30... That would do. 33. There you go.
Perhaps the work of the German scientists could offer a completely new explanation for the Roswell incident.
There we go. That's the point.
What evidence do you have that the Germans were working on flying saucer technology?
There certainly was an interest in that type of a vehicle after the war. It presented the possibility of some maneuverability that would be greater than what they would have had with the conventional piston or jet engines of that time using a fixed wing.
At the time,
so we're skipping. So obviously we're still linking into the Germans, obviously Operation Paperclip. There was, well, one of my explanations why, and it's going to get brought up in a sec, to do with the Avrocar program. Remember the Avrocar, the VZ9 Avrocar, that donut-shaped device? I think a lot of that inspiration came from the Germans, and definitely back in the 1950s, that the fact that the US and even Canada as well was basically developing circular disc-shaped aircraft, which was exactly what the Germans were developing. Obviously, we're talking about the turbine-driven aircraft, Rudolf Schriever, Otto Hobbenmoor, Giuseppe Belluzzo, and Dr. Richard Muthey, George Klein, Joseph Andreas Epp, and even Niels Christine Christinason on top of that. See, I know these names, I know what I'm talking about, but they were developing these turbine-driven aircraft, which was basically propellered aircraft, basically. Pretty much the same resemblance as the VZ9 Avrocar. But again, my speculation on the VZ9 Avrocar, the one that we saw, which is, we'll get to it in a second, was basically to say to the public, look, this aircraft is just hovering. It's definitely not ours. But in fact, they were developing something more advanced than that. We'll get to that. I'm rambling. Sorry.
At the time of Roswell, the US Air Force was experimenting with radical new designs.
Yeah, definitely.
Could this bizarre aircraft be based on this one? A design drawn from secret Nazi blueprints seized by the Americans after the war.
Allegedly seized.
Some of these
that
indeed
right there, that's Germans developed that. That was called is it the SAG? Is it the Sage German aircraft? And that's back in the 30s, mate. Where's it to? Is it circular? Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's German. Oh, God, that's why even I saw that. Look, watch this. I'll get back to that documentary. Look, watch this. Hold on. My bad. That one. Okay. Check this out. Yeah, it's that. That's what it is. That was called is it the Sage aircraft? So this is a circular aircraft that was built in 1938. 1938. Same concept. Right. So keep your eye on that. So see what that looks like. Okay, now watch this. Look at that. It's same flipping concept. It's all Germans. You're fighting Germans for that. You can't get rid of them.
Some of these may indeed have reached the point of being test flown. However, if they did not have a particularly remarkable advantage over other aircraft that were being pursued at that time, they may not have really gone much further than that.
Yeah, you're right. It's the German.
Perhaps the Roswell crash can be linked to the work of the German aircraft designers quartered at White Sands in 1947.
Yeah, we know that because there was a documentation that came out in the night about 6 months after Roswell, and this is called the Schoenberg memo. I'm gonna screw this up. I talked about it when I was talking about Roswell, and whatever crashed at Roswell could have been Nazi technology. And this is what Nick Cook's talking about here. There was a document that came out 6 months after Roswell, and it states that whatever crashed at Roswell was unknown, but we need to get German scientists to actually have a look at it. And by the way, where are the Horton brothers? So again, it's talking about German technology here, and it's actually mentioning jet propulsion in this document. Sorry, guys, I'm rambling so much.
I think it's very possible that what crashed was a secret prototype based on these radical designs. But I can't prove it.
Yeah, it's proven it, isn't it? Yeah.
And the US government has changed its mind so many times that we may never know the truth. But what is certain is that UFO sightings in America were about to reach epidemic proportions. Not just in New Mexico, but over the skies of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Yeah, that very famous case, 1952, I believe.
They caused such panic that President Truman was forced to speak about them publicly. In a few short years, UFOs had reached the highest office in the land.
Oh, yes, we discussed it at every conference that we had with the military. There's always things like that going on. Flying saucers, and we've had other things, you know, if I'm not mistaken.
Flying saucers have invaded our planet. Washington, London, Paris.
So the pop culture back then in the 1950s on UFOs was huge. Well, I should say flying saucers, because that was the term for it. Again, films, TV shows, comic books. I'm screwing my words up a lot on this one. Do apologize. But you see the point. Pop culture was massive to do with UFOs in the 50s. There we go.
America was about to go saucer crazy.
Saucer crazy. Absolutely.
My wife and I are the only ones left alive.
Just end with an explosion. Right, let's skip forward a bit. So there was the famous flyover in Washington in 1952, where UFOs were reportedly flying over Washington Capitol for about 9 days straight.
It triggered a wave of UFO sightings all across America.
Hold on, go back a bit.
For the United States.
Right, here we go.
This is the U-2. It's the direct result of American intelligence coming to terms with how little it really knew about post-Stalin Russia. We can't make sense of what happened next in ufology without getting to grips with this once highly secret machine. It triggered a wave of UFO sightings all across America.
What was needed were certain cover stories. What do you do when people are spotting aircraft and then telling reporters that they've seen something very unusual flying out of an airbase in Nevada? And frankly, this was the origin of a lot of the sightings that took place in the mid-50s, 1954, 55, 56, of unidentified flying objects, the UFOs. So the CIA was involved in encouraging people to believe that, yes, they saw UFOs, and the CIA and the military tried to be very helpful to reporters to get these stories out, to divert the attention of the country, and particularly the people in this region, about what they had actually seen.
Ooh, talking about disinformation, isn't it? Ooh, spicy.
We believe that UFOs are real, that they are from outer space, and that they are intelligently controlled.
and then it went into a small cloud. Again, we started as it came out of the cloud, and very shortly after that, it quickly disappeared. Traveled apparently on this side of the tower.
The CIA's strategy of encouraging public belief in UFOs seemed to be working, and the U-2's development and deployment was hidden behind a smokescreen of disinformation.
With a flying object of some sort that could hover, and such as I've never seen before.
Right here is where this flying saucer, this UFO landed. Right here about where I'm standing. And it was a big...
Shit. Oh. Hello, Ben from Oz, 1975. Nice to see you. Great avatar, by the way. Oh, bloody hell. That was a wicked hit. Woo! So, let's just finish this off. But I hope you're doing well, Ben. Nice to see you. Welcome on in. Oh, shit, sorry. Oh, fucking hell.
Huge thing, and I wondered what the heck it was. Within 2 or 3 seconds, it was out of sight.
That was in the southwest, and easy, you might think, to dismiss out of hand. But this isn't. Life magazine, a highly respected part of the American scene in the 1950s. Popular, but hard-headed journalism.
Water.
A very famous issue of the Life magazine that has Marilyn Monroe on the front. And if you can get your eyes off Marilyn Monroe and look in the upper right-hand corner, you see this, "Have we visited from outer space," or whatever the title was.
Okay.
The writers said, well, we have been to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, where Project Blue Book was headquartered. We've looked through their sighting files. We've talked to people who were in Project Blue Book and some Air Force generals and so on. And it appears that the Air Force is now treating this subject seriously. And their conclusion in the article was that, that we're right on the hairy edge of saying, yeah, there really are interplanetary visitors being involved here. That's what people are seeing. And the Air Force doesn't seem to be denying that.
What the CIA has always done in these cases is to place false reports.
Right. This is the point we need to talk about, because this is 2005. I'm talking about the CIA here with disinformation. Oh, this rings a bell in today's ufology. My God, nothing's changed, guys. Let's
denying that.
What's this? Hello, mate. You right?
What the CIA has always done in these cases is to place false reports in the press. But you did have ways of supplying information to people you knew were Soviet assets or East European assets to send the Soviets looking in another direction.
The real targets of the flying saucer fever were, of course, the Russians.
Okay, so I missed the point because I was actually smoking at that time. But he was talking about the fact that the CIA is literally putting misinformation out there to push the public to say that you are seeing UFOs and not our secret aircraft. Basically, it gives them an excuse to actually carry on with their operations, but saying to the public, look, you are seeing UFOs. So as an act of disinformation, which I guess is some sort of like Operation Mockingbird style, that's been going on for decades. That's nothing new at all. That's nothing new. Pretty much what we're seeing now. You're thinking, okay, I understand the topic of UFOs has got more, the less stigma over it, and I've done a video on that. But again, is the information that we're being fed, is that conversation going in the right direction? Are we being misled somewhere? And hence, if you look at like Lou and what he's been doing, giving out false information and false photographs, which, people are not stupid now. People see through that. And it's like him he is linked to, obviously, the CIA. It's part of his background of, oh God, dude, we stop. Sorry, my cat is putting his bloody claws in me. What was I going with that? Lost my concentration, mate. Got really sharp claws, bloody hell. He's part of the CIA. He deals with espionage sort of stuff, counterintelligence. That's the bloody word I'm trying to think of. Sorry, guys. And he said himself that he was brought into the UFO community to the quotation. I'm screwing up the words, but basically he's there to get rid of ufology and build up anew. And this is the reason why we should not trust these people, because they keep lying, they keep giving out false information. Is like, is that been done on purpose? Is there another person at hand that is literally playing the cards? Which this is why Lou Elizondo is part of Christopher Mellon. And if you've been paying attention to AJ, oh my God, I'm screwing up his name. What is his name? Yes, is AJ from Dark Journalist on YouTube. He's been in contact with David Grush about his experiences, and he says, do you want to come onto the show? He says, I can't do anything or unless I get permission from Christopher Mellon. It's like, well, why are you dealing with a DOD employee? It's like, there's so many things that make you go, hold on a minute. Like, where is this information coming from? It's literally coming from the intelligence agency. And even bloody Tim Burchett said that. It says, yes, clearly there's a 3-layer agency literally pushing disinformation. They even talked about that during the congressional hearings. And again, it's getting brought up once again in this 2005 documentary. But this is to do with hiding secret technology. It's like, honestly, nothing's changed. It's the same tactics. And now if you've been counterintelligence, thank you, Dan. Oh my God, sorry, mate. I'm screwing my words up. The thing is, I don't really talk about that side of ufology. I know what's going on. I know exactly where I stand with these people. It's just I just don't bring it up because it's just pointless. They just bore the shit out of me. So the names do slip. He's not intelligent. No. Intelligence. Sorry, mate. Intelligence. Yes, he's counterintelligence espionage. I think that's the quotation, what he said anyway. So again, that's a dead entity now, that bloody word disclosure. It's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. So yeah, I went on a ramble there. Sorry.
What did they make of the UFOs?
You see the point trying to get across. All right, what's next?
Уважаемые пассажиры, электропоезд до станции Аэропорт отправится в 18 часов 4.
I've come to Moscow to talk to Igor Sinitsyn, a former...
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead to 56:08.
Would have a very hard time hitting it.
Richard Bissell was head of the CIA's overflight program between 1956 and 1960. He was the man given the job of replacing the U-2. He had a radical idea about how this might be achieved.
We see here that he's urging his technical department to design a new aircraft for reconnaissance missions over Russia. According to Bissell, who had a very good grasp of the technological challenges, the optimal shape for that vehicle would be saucer-shaped.
Oh, cheers, mate. There we go.
The Avrocar, which appears...
Okay, so this where it gets interesting because Nick Cook actually brings up something that we need to talk about. I'm going to give it my explanation right off the chop right here. I know for a fact that this was designed after the German technology with the German flying disc, which I do believe they actually developed because it's a very basic concept. And obviously, what's his name? Dr. Richard Muthe, who was part of the German flying disc project, came into the American hands during Operation Paperclip, and he allegedly worked for this program, the Avrocar program, that was released in the late 50s, actually. This is just a singular... Hold on, I'm going to shut up. Let's play the video, Nick.
For all the world to be a flying disc.
It wasn't just Bissell who had flying saucers on his mind. Just across...
Okay, so this aircraft here is just a singular engine right in the center right here, the cockpit on the side, and basically it just hovered. And this was to say to the public, says, look, all these UFO sightings and what you potentially think that we're developing doesn't actually work because we're seeing it right here, right now, because this is the best we can do as advanced technology is stick a flipping turbine in the middle of it. It just hovered. But there's a problem.
Across the border, Avro, a Canadian-based company, had recruited talented British aerospace designer John Frost to work on a flying saucer.
This is not the Avrocar program. This is just a ploy.
Frost was a visionary, and under his leadership, the company began experimenting with disc-shaped craft. Called the Avrocar, it was a handful to fly and could barely get off the ground, but it caught the eye of the United States Air Force. They bought all rights to the project, and then it simply disappeared. Nothing more was heard or seen of Avro's saucer designs for over 40 years. But flying discs did not die with the Avrocar.
Wait for it.
Buried in the depths of the
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Is that the fact that the technology has been brought over, because obviously this is Canada that had the Avrocar, but if you go back to the original plans, I know we're talking about the Americans' hands right here, is that the aircraft look completely different. And obviously we're talking about Canada as well, back in the 1950s, that first developed this. And obviously the Americans sort of advanced this. But the aircraft was concept was completely different. It had multiple jets and not a singular fan that was basically made the thing hover. All right. So
archives, I've discovered some blueprints which reveal something quite fantastic. A supersonic saucer. Called the Silver Bug, it was truly revolutionary. The plans show in detail a multi-jet engine craft that boasted amazing maneuverability and speed. It's an intriguing thought that this concept may tie in with the work of the German scientists who brought saucer technology to the US at the close of the Second World War.
Okay, so we're not dealing with anti-gravity, we're dealing with, excuse me, jet propulsion systems. And I can tell you now for a fact that this design here was more or less like the V7 aircraft. Now, the V7 was the last aircraft that was, excuse me, designed by the German scientists at the end of World War II. Do I have a picture here? I don't think I do on screen. No, I don't. And basically, this technology was literally specifically dealing with jet aircraft, jet propelled aircraft, I should say. And this was using 12 jets. On this one, you only get a very small concept. So that technology definitely came from Germany. And I've talked to death on this side of these flying discs and the scientists involved and the whole concept of what made these prototypes fly in great detail, especially with the engines that was used, the BMW engines. So again, it's the same sort of concept as the V7. I'll bring up what the V7 looks like. 2 seconds. Oh, did someone give me a super chat? Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Oh, Ben from Oz. Thank you so much, man. Super sticker. Thank you so much, man. Much appreciated. I will be adding more stuff to Alien Addict. Yes, it's just this past couple of weeks been bloody annoying trying to get some free time in my hands. But yes, I'm slowly getting towards content, especially member content. But no, thank you so much, Ben from Oz. And enjoy the super sticker. Much appreciated. I'm just going to go through chat one more time. Yeah, this would have been hand drawn. Yeah. Oh shit! Hold on, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh, bloody hell. Sorry about that. Oh my God, I'm soaked. Sorry. It pissed down with rain and got my camera. Oh, God. Sorry. Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh my God, that was so close. It absolutely pissed down with rain. Look at that. I'm soaking wet. So the last time my camera broke, when it absolutely hammered down. And as I'm listening, I'm going, it's fucking hammering down. Sorry, I literally just had to shoot off and grab my camera before it dies on me once more time. Man, I ran for my life, man. And like, I'm not in a fit state to run at all. I do apologize. Let's carry on with the show. But the last thing I want to do is, because I've got no more warranty on it, I don't think. So if that goes, I've got to pay another 450 quid. Yeah. Oh, God. But anyway, yes, this aircraft here, obviously, to do with German technology. This is what I want to talk about. Flip it out. Okay, next up. Soaking bloody wet now. Flipping out. I only went there for like 2 seconds. Right, move on to 115. just going to be finishing off on this video, guys. Just a couple more minutes, and I appreciate your time. And thanks to everyone being here. Sorry for me dashing off really quickly. Right, let's do that.
The Americans had won the technological race by waging a campaign of disinformation on their own people with the UFO cover story. The CIA were able to hide the existence of stealth from Soviet surveillance for 10 years.
Ah, see, are they doing that? Are they doing that now, though? Like how fucking well I am. Look, bloody yeah. Yeah, are they doing that now? Are they actually hiding some sort of secret technology? Maybe it's to hide what the drone technology is doing. But again, that's like all over the place. It's like, oh, is that alien technology? Again, I was dealing with the internet here. But it's a very interesting concept that the facts, I mean, it's why I brought this up, is that the fact that the CIA is still doing this disinformation, putting out misinformation to push the conversation in a different direction. And I've been saying that from the beginning, guys. Twisted Hippie, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I have to run this country since, yeah, pretty much, mate. So, but yeah, I hope you're doing well, Twisted Hippie. Did I say hello to you earlier? I can't really remember. I can't remember, but I hope you're doing well. So yeah, it's that disinformation concept. It's still happening right now. It's pretty much like Operation Mockingbird. Like nothing's changed. So just going to finish off this, guys. Oh, it's getting cold now. Oh, you just got home. All right, mate. That's cool. Hope you're doing well, man.
But stealth couldn't begin to explain the series of alleged alien encounters which were about to shock the American Southwest.
Can't show that. That's cattle mutilation. Was that it? I think that's it. Oh yeah, I showed you that last part. Well, just to finish off that last little bit there.
A secret project of the American public. And Tom Hanley's aerial encounter is that real-world UFOs, the man-made ones, continue to develop. Recently, a series of sonic booms were heard exploding across California and Nevada. Something was in the sky that could be heard and felt, but not seen. Some informed observers, and I'm one of them, believe it was an aircraft traveling at several thousand miles per hour, a secret project known as Aurora.
There is no trace of Aurora's physical existence, no evidence of government spending on its development or deployment. But there are tantalizing images that point to its existence. Pictures, for example, like this one. It shows a donut-shaped exhaust pattern, a sign perhaps that Aurora makes use of something called a pulse detonation wave engine. And it delivers a hell of a punch, easily enough power to drive an aircraft to 6 times the speed of sound. But perhaps the most intriguing are these images. This is a weather satellite image that shows a very interesting contrail originating out of Area 51 in Nevada and moving all the way across the United States, out over the Atlantic, on across Europe, and into Russia and China. Whatever it is, it's moving in excess of 8,000 miles an hour. If it is the contrail of a high-altitude hypersonic aircraft, in my book, it's the best evidence yet that Aurora is real.
Yeah, I would say. Nathan, yeah, I hope you're doing well, man. It's all right if you're late. But I was going to mention, Nathan, that I actually seen the Aurora back in 2009. It looks exactly like it. Again, not TR3B. It's more like the Aurora concept. It's more cylindrical. And yeah, definitely saw that back in 2009. And I thought it was worth bringing it up. And you're probably thinking, oh, did you get a photograph of it? Unfortunately, I didn't. I got video footage somewhere of me probably tinkering around. But again, I think I just saw it for like 10 seconds. So that video footage is pretty pointless. But I've definitely seen it. It might not be it, but it looked exactly like it. It was very, very high up. So this is what I want to talk about today. So yeah, going to kind of finish up on the Aurora project. But looking at their predecessor, hey, Chameleon UK, how's it going? Nice to see you. Just one contrail in the whole sky. Yeah, this this is it. That contrail actually kind of looks like many other trails I've seen in the sky. But I'm flipping soaked. I am unbelievable. Flipping out. That absolutely pissed down. I couldn't believe that. No, the camera's fine. I'm just transferring all my stuff across because I actually went clear sky. I'm gonna have a little look in a minute. But I do believe that the Aurora project, which is the predecessor of the SR-71, has been developed. God knows in terms of what technology has got on board, but it can probably travel a lot higher and travel a lot faster. And obviously the sonic booms has been reported in Scotland, pretty much throughout Europe as well. Like I said, it was primarily based or speculated to be based in Scotland. Immensely fascinating, but there's a thing. That's 30 years on. 30 years ago, I should say. So I reckon they got something else that is proper, God knows, probably spliced with alien technology at this point. I think we're at that point now where these spy planes is just old technology. It's just old. And I think, are they splicing it with, well, what we just saying there, one idea is drones, because they don't need human beings for this one. They can actually monitor it through these flipping goggles, these, you know, what they call VCR. What do they call those things you put on? I can't think. Not VCR. Fuck it, I'm screwing up the names today. It's unbelievable. We had one from a PlayStation. It makes you feel like visually sick, doesn't it? VR. My God, thank you, Nathan. Oh God, Jesus Christ. VR sets. Yeah, I think. Actually, no, they're doing that now with the battle in Ukraine and Russia. And I don't really pay attention, but I know they got that technology to steer these drones. So yeah, I mean, going back to the Aurora is definitely on the cards. They definitely have it. And I reckon probably another 20, 30 years until we hear anything about it. And I could be like, yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah, stick a VCR on your head, mate. Yeah, that's it. You know, honestly, the names, it's terrible, terrible. Yeah, VR sets, that's it. The last one I played, the VR set was, I think, Resident Evil 7, I think. Might have been. But anyway, the Aurora, I'm rambling once again. Yes, I definitely do believe. I mean, if you look at the Black Project, Black Budget, I should say, trillions. I mean, now it's trillions, but back then it was 22 billion in that specific year of 1994. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I mean, again, you are dealing with trillions now. I mean, you can harken back to 2001 when Donald Rumsfeld mentioned before 9/11 that was it 3.2 trillion couldn't be accounted for. And then that plane hit exactly where they stored those numbers. It's like, bit of a coincidence. I don't think so. Yeah, but in terms of the Aurora, keep your eyes to the skies, mate. That's all I can say. I'm pretty sure it's out there. I'm pretty sure. So I hope that was a bit educational for you. I know I let that documentary run out a bit over time, I should say, but it made some really good points of the lead up into what potentially could be the Aurora project, which is all based upon German technology when you look about it. So yeah. All right, okay, good. Aurora done. That's nearly 2 hours. Flipping now. This might be a long show. So what can I show now? Let's bring my notes. Let's have a little look. Tell you what, let's bring up X. I got a few things on X I can bring up. Where are you two? Oh yeah, that's what Green Tea showed. Am I subscribed to that? No, I think I'm subscribed to. I think I like the page. Yeah, following. Yeah, World News X. Let's have a look. And I tell you what, flipping AI now, it's fooling me big time, buddy.
So this is the same UFO that was on TikTok. It's dropping those same metal spheres. I am in Washington State.
It looks AI, doesn't it?
What is going on? This thing is not making any noise. But hold on, I need to calm down. It obviously doesn't want to hurt me. What are these things?
Okay, first things first. He's keeping the camera immensely still, isn't it? Yeah, AI has that particular look, doesn't it? I don't know, let me put bigger for you guys. Sorry. Let's play the rest of it. Oh, a bit of a good chuckle out of it. Come on, let's have a look. But with these UFO sightings, if this was genuine, the camera would be shaking. The person would have been pretty, you know, on edge at this point.
They are appearing, apparently, all over the place. It just dropped 2 metal spheres that are...
I bloody hope there's not a jump scare. I swear to God, an alien pops out. I'm going to swig my tea.
Down below the trees, these fir trees. All right, listen. It started. It's lifting up. It's going away.
It's like a running commentary over it.
Calm down. Everything's fine. It's leaving. It's floating away. It's not making any noise at all. It's completely transparent. I mean, you can see the outline of it.
Oh, really?
It just stopped spinning. All right, it's lowering back down. Look, you can see right through it. You can see right through it. It's completely transparent. It looks like a jellyfish or something. All right, it's taking off. This is exciting. I ain't even scared. I'm just hiking, man. That's wild. There it goes. There it goes. There it is. I'm in Washington State. There it goes. I'm out. It says.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no, you got to show it right to the end, buddy. You got to show it. I want to see the thing like shoot off. I got to see the full spectrum of this. I know you haven't. I would say, if I was a school teacher, C for effort. Actually, no, a Z for effort because you clearly used AI on this one. Oh, Green C says, look at the comments. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, everything's fine. We're all good. Oh, go on, let's have a laugh. Where's the comments? Oh, did you say about it was asking Grok whether or not it was real? Oh, here we go. Okay, so based on okay, so someone says here, Grok, is this video real? And it says here, 18 hours ago, based on frame analysis and searches, this video shows signs of digital fabrication, like unusual transparency and artificial artifacts typically of AI generation or CGI. No credible sources confirmed a real event in Washington state. It is likely a hoax for views. Oh, we're in it. Let's see again. It's got another one here. Let's have a look. Yes, that means it's AI. Yes, obviously. This video is digitally created and likely AI generated. The original source describes it as such with visual inconsistencies, typically the synchronistic media. No viable reports of this event, of this real event. So yeah, oh, great T. I think Grok did a 360. Bloody Grok flip-flopped again. But once again, oh, is that the boogosphere? Oh, don't get me started on that. Fake news. Let's have a look. I just want to see if Grok slips up. Nope, it says digitally created. Okay. Can you guys see all that? What am I clicking through? Did you now? Oh dear. Can you guys see that? If I clicked on that, can I? Oh, it does work. Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, but no, fair enough, Green Tea. Yeah, any sort of videos like this is always good to see because it's part of ufology now. It's in the mythos, it's in the spectrum. We have to go through AI. I mean, this is quite clearly AI, isn't it? When you look at it. Especially that. It's just the balls. I mean, they're very shiny. It's not bad though when you look at it. You know, it's got. I take my hat off to it. It's just the saucer itself looks a bit fake and gay, but the spheres look not that bad.
UFO that was on TikTok.
It's just a guy talking. Doesn't help the case whatsoever.
it's dropping those same metal spheres. I am in Washington State.
It sounds like a flipping like woke feminist, you know.
What is going on? This thing is not making any noise. But hold on, I need to calm down. This is, it obviously doesn't
It
want to
does
hurt
sound
me.
like a woke woman.
What are these things? They are appearing apparently all over the place. It just dropped 2 metal spheres that are down below the trees, these fir trees. All right, listen. It started. It's lifting up. It's going
It's not
away.
convincing. All right, I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I Z for effort because you got AI and you got a very, very bad interpretation, a running commentary. No, honestly, Green Sea, yeah, honestly, we just have a good laugh about it. You know, I'm not gonna shit on anybody for it, but look, it's part of our community now. We got to deal with it. We have to deal with AI and sift through the bullshit and all that. But we're gonna have a good laugh at it. This is it. We've got to have a good old chuckle because a lot of you, I mean, I guess in some UFO channels don't do that. You've got to have a laugh, guys. Come on, stop taking ufology too seriously. But let's get back to bookmarks. What's my bookmarks? Here we go. Let's do this. But no, I appreciate it, Green Tea. Thank you. It's always good to have a little bit of a chuckle. Absolutely. Right. Okay. Rotary, my friend, you sent me this. And this is to do with chemtrails, weather manipulation, MK Ultra, and occult reflex and stuff like that. Oh, am I going to talk about it now? I don't know. I want to prepare really, but again, a lot of trust me bros on that one. Blaming my tinnitus on 5G when I know of the fact there's nothing to do with 5G. There's some pretty good hard questions that needs to be asked on that one. So I think I'll come back to that one another time. And that is, what YouTube channel is that? Oh, we'll get to it another time. I think, John, who sent me this? I think Science Evidence Fringe.
Developed for NASA.
Check this out.
Are you ready to catch one of the hottest toys in America? Introducing the incredible Hover Disc, the amazing flying toy of the 21st century. This gravity-defying saucer is so cool. You've never seen anything fly like a Hover Disc. Toss it like a flying disc and it just goes and goes. Push it and it flies like something out of this world.
Okay. As soon as you sent me this, Science Evidence Fringe, and I much appreciated because I'm going to see if I can actually get one because I've got not a digital camera. Hold on. Have I showed you this before? Hold on. Where is it to? Where is it to? Have I got it? Where is it to? I've got a very old-fashioned 1950s camera, like a film camera, and I thought, what can I use for like a flying disc? And I saw this. I was like, this would be perfect because I can get that flying like that.
Bounce it, bank it, fly it, push it, toss it.
I just want to throw it at my girlfriend's face just to see what
Tap it. Hover Disc is totally cool.
I won't err. I don't imagine.
Play games. Let your imagination soar. Do freestyle tricks and your Hover Disc performs awesome.
It looks like a UFO.
Acrobatic stunts that are unbelievably cool. ABC News says it's the hot new toy. It's the Hover Disc. It floats. It flies. It defies gravity.
I want one. I want one right now. I demand one right now.
It's
Sponsor
the
me.
incredible Hover Disc. An amazing 3 feet across, yet safe indoors. Hover Disc is made...
If I threw that against my missus' face...
yet safe indoors.
See?
Hover Disc is made of a high-strength material developed for NASA and is designed to last. It's strong and durable. Use air or helium. It's refillable, and it can be used again and again. Call and you can get this spiral Hover Disc for $19.95 through this special TV offer. And you'll also get over 100 glow-in-the-dark stickers absolutely free. This is your chance to get one of the hottest toys in America. It floats, it flies, it defies gravity.
Oh, yeah, mate. If I got some helium on that bad boy, right? If I went on a hill and got a view over my city. Oh, is it £10? No way. All right, we'll get to that. Right. if I were like literally on a hill and filled out with helium and I fucking threw that bad boy right across the city, I guarantee I can generate some flipping UFO sightings. I'm getting excited now. I want to fool the whole city. But I won't say anything now. It'll just be our little secret. In fact, what I'll do, I'll probably draw a penis on the base of the UFO. So as it flies, you just see this penis turning. That's how mature I am, all right? All right, babe, watch this. Grab this felt tip pen and I'll put massive penis on it. But mate, that looks fun.
It's the Hover Disc. 1995 for the spiral Hover Disc with the free
All right.
glow-in-the-dark stickers. But wait, now you can get the Alien Hover Disc for free.
Oh, an
That's
alien
right,
one.
2 Hover Discs for $19.95 on this special TV offer. Helium not included. Must be 18 years or older to call.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, Sophia's got... Where is it to? Yes. Oh, where is it to? Oh, there it is. Oh, there I am. Okay. Oh, because Sophia's got the link here. Message redacted. No, what's redacted? Green tea, one of your messages redacted. Definitely not me, guys. Definitely not me. Oh, is it that penis thing? Oh, yes, Sophia, you got the alien one. Brilliant. Oh, yes. Right. Here it is. Fantastic. All I need to do is get some helium. Hover disk. Oh, that's a pretty big one, isn't it? That's not bad, isn't it? What the bloody hell is that? And that? What the fuck's popping up? Oh, don't say there's dirty stuff in here. Oh, no, there's no dirty stuff. Hold on, let's have a look. Oh, it's just weird dolls. Okay. All right. Okay. I've no idea where that came from. But anyway, back to this. That looks pretty fucking awesome. $9.50. How'd you buy helium? Okay. I've always been worried about that because I tell you what, there's some websites you get brought up, right? And there will be like some Russian woman with her tits out. It's just, she's wearing, but you can see the nipples and all that. And it's like, whoa, that's like a bit too spicy for Alien Addict. But yeah, what the hell was that doll's about? Let's go down again. Let's have a look. £414. And Genis doll? Okay. Interesting. That's fucking kinky. I don't know what the hell that is. Sophia, do you want that, darling? £363 for that. Bloody hell. But anyway, the Aztec crashes there. What's all this stuff popping up? Honestly, guys, I don't even search dolls. I've happily in a relationship for 13 years, for Christ's sake. So if the missus is watching, bear in mind, I might throw this in your face with a bit of helium. So anyway, let's move on from that. Let's go back to the X. Let's have a look. That to that to that. But no, Science Evidence Fringe, thank you so much. This absolutely is like a massive blast. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that one. Fantastic. Let's bring it a bit bigger. There we go. Oh, this one again, World News X. Let's have a look.
Oh, there's another one paired high.
Looks a bit more genuine. Let's have a look.
Oh, there's another one paired higher up. Look. Another one. 1, 2.
What's that app that can actually create UFO sightings? In fact, that UFO sighting that I showed you, what Green Tea brought up, I reckon that was probably that app that can actually design UFO sightings. I think. Let's see what it's called, actually. Do anyone know what it's called? It looks genuine. It's like a potato camera, but it kind of glows like, I'm not going to say flares, Chinese lantern as it sort of goes out. Have a look. But again, you would see the actual lantern itself still in the sky. It looks quite clear, actually. Not bad. too sure on that one. Not too sure. Right. Oh, it is something from UFO Mania. What's that? Laura Trump believes President Trump is preparing a disclosure of extraterrestrials. Brought it up on Wednesday's show with Hidden Underbelly. Hey, Godstopper, nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. If you, oh mate, I'm not even there yet. Mate, I have no idea where the dolls come from. No idea. Because normally it'll bring up something that you search for, which is kind of like, yeah, I mean, like the algorithm knows what you're looking at. I fucking swear to God, I'll show you my eBay history. It's UFOs and alien books and magazines, and that's it. Yeah, swear to flipping God. Did I miss someone in chat? Ray Clay 2, did I say hello to you earlier? I think I did, didn't I? See, I have fucking no idea. I'm forgetting. Right, anyway, so I believe it's Trump's daughter-in-law was asked a question about whether or not Trump's going to give a speech in July the 8th. Hold on. So if we go down, there we go.
Already written, and we might just get hit. The speech is already written, and we might just get hit with the biggest reveal of the century. According to a UK filmmaker, a Trump administration insider just told him that a full disclosure speech is planned for July 8th, 2026, where Donald Trump will reveal to the world that we humans are not alone. That
I swear to God, people who should put music in running commentary should be shot.
Aliens are real. The filmmaker Mark Christopher Lee, who has directed his own UFO documentaries like UFO Encounters of the Fifth Kind, claims he personally trusts his insider source, who has been extensively vetted for legitimacy, who says that Trump's speech has already been written, set for July 8th, the
bloody Silent Hill music in the background is bloody
anniversary date of the Roswell UFO crash, where he will tell the world for the first time in history that extraterrestrials and UFOs are among us. Conspiracy theorists have been on an absolutely generational run lately. But given Trump's history of being the loose cannon that he is, it's highly possible this disclosure may come out even earlier. Or maybe not at all, now that this insider has leaked it to the world. It is interesting to note, however, that Steven Spielberg's next big film, Disclosure Day, which comes out just a month before on June 12, 2026, is also about exactly this, a global revelation of extraterrestrial life. Have the UFO transparency hearings, the Nazca mummies, and the normalization of alien sightings in the news over the past few years, and now this movie, all part of their plan to warm us up to quite possibly the biggest revelation in human history.
No, absolutely not. Don't be stupid. Again, Sophia, I would agree with you. These videos absolutely bite the biscuit. No inflatable categories from on eBay. No, look, I'll show you my listings of what I buy and look at, for Christ's sake. Even though the algorithm like shows you like really weird stuff, I have to admit. Yeah. Yes, Green Sea, I would say that. Yeah. Yeah, I love Silent Hill too. In fact, that's one of my tattoos on my arm there. I've got Pyramid Head and the nurses on there. So what else have I got? Yeah, but this. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Oh, yeah. So that revelation, a lot of TikTok videos are based upon this guy right here.
UFO disclosure. Hello.
Okay, so this guy is called. Hold on, Mark Christopher Lee, but he has a TikTok channel called The King of UFOs. Bit pretentious, isn't it? Anyway, but this is where it all spans from. This guy.
Hello, and thank you for all your support here on X. I just want to clarify a few things regarding President Trump and UFO disclosure. My source, who I trust implicitly and has been vetted, they have told me that President Trump has written his UFO disclosure speech with his advisors and is set to announce to the world on July the 8th, the anniversary of the Roswell crash, that we are not alone. Okay. However, I do qualify this, and I did this in the original interview, which was missed out, that President Trump is a maverick and he does what he wants when he wants. So maybe it will come sooner. I'm going to organize a press conference where we'll go through all the facts, all the documents, and my source will be revealed and they will be there. So please send your love and keep on keeping on. Thank you.
Okay, right, guys. Hidden was like, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, let's put it a bit bigger. Hang on. So what do you guys think on this? July the 8th. The disclosure day. Is anything going to happen? Please put your... I'm still fucking soaking wet. Unbelievable. That bloody rain is unbelievable. Goddamn British weather. But yeah, what do you reckon? Disclosure day going to happen July the 8th? No, seriously. So many claims. Like I said with Hidden, it's a lot of trust. Like I said, it's trust me bros at this point. You know, trust me, I got a source who's in the know-how. And at the moment, we have a backtrack record of people claiming that the White Lady is going to come after Easter. Was it been postponed or something like that? And now we've got the 2027. Something's supposed to happen in 2027. Something's supposed to happen in ufology, alien invasion. And now we got this. And every time someone makes a prediction, especially in ufology, it falls over ass over end. Nothing happens. And again, I think, I might be wrong. But if you've been in ufology for remotely 5 years, you can tell that people like this. I mean, look, could you trust that face? Look at that face. Can you trust that? No. I'm sorry. These claims are really annoying me now. I want to know who the source is. Is an actual press conference actually going to come into fruition at all? What's this, Paul? It's always this date this year after that. Yeah, it's a bit like disclosure. Oh, don't worry, disclosure is going to be happening this day. It'll be, give it 10 months. It will happen. More documents will come out. Like nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. It's like regurgitated information of trust me bros. I'm kind of sick of it now. And again, if this doesn't fall through, I'm laughing now about it because nothing's going to happen. But again, nothing's going to happen. I wish something would happen, but nothing's going to happen. Isn't that right, Bob? God, Baby Locks is full of shit. Yeah. Or me, I'm talking about my curtains. Oh no, talking about this guy, this geezer right here. Yeah, again, too many predictions. And if you go through his, I tell you what, let's bring up his TikTok channel just to prove a point where he's been in the last year. Okay. It's worth going through because it's not just this disclosure thing he's been pushing. Oh no, darling. No. It's also the king of UFOs. Oh my God, so pretentious. So this is his TikTok channel. Right, let's have a look. Let's bring a bit bigger for you guys so you can have a little look and see what he's been talking about. So he has, nearly 60,000 followers. He's a UFO filmmaker and investigator into the new king of UFOs out on Prime Video. Well, I'm not paying for it as long as it's free. Excuse me, my apologies. So it's saying here, Free Eye Atlas updates. NASA will not release images until government. Okay, we'll know that. What else he's been pushing? Harvard professor says take vacation. Oh yeah, we all know that. So he's basically pushing the Free Eye Atlas, and he's way too close to the camera, mate. Even I wouldn't do that. I'm not the best of looking of guys, but yeah. Breaking Venom, alien meteorite in Panama. Oh my God, that was obviously a hoax, mate. Is a hoax, B-movie special effects. Okay, well, at least he's come forward with that. So again, he's one of those TikTokers who try to put their foot in ufology, and is always these filmmakers. Like, no offense, guys. Like, no offense if you're a filmmaker, but you get these pretentious types. Well, they put themselves very high and lightly in ufology because they got a film out there about, UFOs and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, amongst thousands of other documentaries and films about it. What you got here? Anunnaki, bombshell U.S. government official admits aliens are real and they are interdimensional. Right, okay. 3 Eye Atlas is aliens, Anunnaki beacon, which will release human consciousness. Oh, God, please. See what I mean? Harvard professor states it may be an alien. What's they say there? Messiah and Project Bluebeam. Oh, do you see what I mean? It's just this. Oh, it's the wildest conspiracy theories just like chucked out there with no meaning, nothing. It's just to get clicks and views, and it just kind of like, look, you do you, but again, it's not really helping ufology. It might help the speculation a little bit, but again, where's the common sense? Where is the rational thought? I mean, look at 3 Hour Atlas, for Christ's sake. My theory is on now. I've been saying it from the get-go, that the fact we should be looking at science, and no one's looking at science because everyone's looking at Avi Loeb, which she clearly had an agenda at hand here. But again, people like this, Mark from King of UFOs, who has a source that disclosure is coming on July the 8th. Like we've heard that one before. Look at his face. So yeah, we'll see on that one. But my prediction is that nothing's going to happen. Okay, but who was the daughter that was asked? Here we go. Check this out.
President know about UFOs? Can you share? I hear that the president has something in the queue to share with us about all of this. Now, truth be told,
yeah,
I'm trying to remember how long ago it was. It may have been right after he left office, after the first term. I remember Eric being like, all right, what can you tell us? And he was a little hesitant to give us any real info, which makes me think like he's got a lot of info out there and he's waiting for the right time to drop it. And maybe this is going to be the time, because I keep seeing all these stories about how he's got some like UFO speech that he's got queued up, and we all should just kind of sit back and wait. Now, here's the thing I'll say. What do I know about UFOs? What I know is that our universe is so enormous. It actually, if I start thinking about it, it makes me a little crazy. You think about just our solar system, okay? And then you think about how many solar systems like ours are in our galaxy. And then you think about how many galaxies are in this universe. The whole thing is just, it's kind of like mind-boggling. So the idea that the only form of intelligent life out there is us, that we're like twerking on TikTok and stuff, that's it. I don't know. I find it hard to believe. I fully believe that there's other life out there throughout the universe. And if you look at some of the like prophets, these are people hundreds of years ago, or I don't even know how long ago. A lot of them say that sometime soon we're supposed to have some sort of an interaction with another form of life from outside of our planet. So I don't know. I fully believe there's more out there. I think it would be a heck of a waste of space if it's just us here and we're doing like dumb challenges and again, like just twerk.
I should bring the phone out. Okay, first things first, I've always asked myself, why? Why the speech? Why has Trump got to come forward and give us disclosure on that specific day? On the, what is it, the 79th anniversary of Roswell, well, not the 80th anniversary. Make it to a nice roundup number. This is the questions that need to be asked. Why? What is the purpose? What is the momentum? What is he supposed to get out of it? Really? I mean, if they're going to disclose anything, it's probably going to be like the Aurora project, that lasts like 30, 40 years old, old technology. Again, what's the purpose? To get trust into the public? I think that's going to create more stigma more than anything else, which I probably see Trump actually doing, really, when you look at it. But again, I think everything's, right, this is it. Going back to what Nick Cook said in that documentary, the CIA is putting out misinformation. Obviously, go back to that documentary, what we're saying back then, putting out misinformation to push the public in a different direction to see, obviously back then, to say what they're seeing in the skies are UFOs, flying saucers, aliens, but in fact, that was a cover story to cover their tracks on the fact they were testing new aircraft. I'm not saying this is necessarily the same scenario, but that same tactics is still being used today, and it's so clearly obvious. And I think social media is a fantastic platform to spread information, but also misinformation as well. And I think we are being played. And like Rotary is saying here, a script. My God, I can smell it and taste it. It's like Bonnie Blue once she's finished it. Stop mentioning her name, Nick. But you get the idea what I'm talking about here. We are just being played here. We need to be very careful what information we're consuming, because there is a lot of bullshit. Problem, reaction, solution, fantastic. But what's this? Okay, they created the problem, the UFOs and the aliens, obviously the threat narrative. And the reaction from the public is, I guess, is less stigma. But again, you're going to get different groups of avenues of people that's going to have a different outcome, a different reaction to disclosure. And the solution is what? One world government. I mean, that's Project Bluebeam sort of style, wasn't it? It's like Bonnie Bridge in Scotland, and I keep calling it Bonnie Blue Bridge, but yeah. But yeah, it's total theatre. Yeah, right, Green CA and Rotary. We need to be very careful about this information coming across. And I'm going to say this right now: nothing is going to happen. I'll be very surprised if he did. But what's the motive? What is the flipping motive here? Again, a lot of BS, and are we being pushed into a different direction when it comes to UFOs? Right. What else we got here? Oh no, I think I showed this one not long ago, wasn't it? Again, I think that effect is to do with the I think Paul Robertson, you might know this, it's the stabilization on the phone that can create that effect. And I know that because I've got video footage of my own stuff of like balls of light doing the same thing. Interesting though. Don't know on that one. Can't hear a drone. Okay. Right. Moving on. I thought, yeah, we talked about that with Hidden on Wednesday's show. Let's have a look at this. Oh, Sophia, if you're still there, was this look like the flares that you saw around your area? There's something like that. Oh, I'll put it bigger for you. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Could be flares. Yeah, they're kind of flickering, but again, that could be just the camera. Again, phone cameras, which I'm guessing this was filmed on, doesn't help when you're filming bright objects, especially circular objects like this at night, because it doesn't come out that great on camera. Yeah, a lot of flickering going on there. One more time, let's have a look. Yeah, not sure. I think it's too bright for lanterns. Could be flares. Could be. See what it does. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Well, it's worth looking at. Oh yeah, this is brilliant. I mean, talk about like I saw David Icke live in Oxford in a couple of years ago, I believe. Yeah, a couple of years ago, I saw David Icke, and he was bitching and all that. Well, I was saying this first back in the 90s, blah blah blah, and he's always shitting on Musk and Alex Jones here. And Alex Jones, no, David Icke put this, and he says, this is bitching about Alex Jones. I mean, they used to be friends and all that. He used to have him on the show. And then eventually Alex Jones came out with a video saying this.
And David, I don't get it. I see your comments almost every day attacking me. And in almost every case, it's not even accurate what you're saying. I mean, you're saying I'm covering up for Trump and Epstein. If you watched my show yesterday, I said Trump is guilty of, for a while, going along with suppressing it. And I predicted a year ago he would because of the intelligence agencies, Mossad, CIA, MI6.
His head looks more like an egg each time I see Alex.
And then you're saying, oh, everybody's guilty but Trump. I was specifically in the post you commented on that I'm posting here, talking about Israel and the fact that they're central to all this that we all know. And you and I have been exposing that for decades. I mean, you have been super vindicated. You were talking about...
Yeah, I got to be careful what I show here to go to an alien is. But basically, he came forward and says, look, come on to my show. I'll be respectful and all that. And did David Icke respond? No, of course he didn't. He keeps on putting his potato head. Yes, pretty much. Hold on. We're in at Sophia. There we go. Look at that. But I find David Icke, you know, when he gets called out, he goes to the corner and he doesn't say anything. It's like, mate, you fucking started this drama, man. It's like, own up to it. I mean, they're both characters on their own, mate. They're both of them. I would agree with that. Obviously, David Icke and Alex Jones, but yeah, I just find David Icke really like stubborn recently. It's like, wow, I've been saying this. Like, he makes points. I have to admit, he's been saying it for a long period of time. But there were other people saying that before that. Do you know what I mean? It's, you know, David Icke got his information from somewhere. So I'm finding just, you know, what we're saying here. Yeah, science evidence fringe drama, man. It's like, can we not fucking get along? Can we not do that? I remember the good old days when I was back in college and I used to watch. Was it InfoWars and stuff? It's been years since I watched it, but yeah, good old days with Alex and David Icke. But yeah, I just find David Icke just coming a bit stubborn. But Alex Jones here did call him out. But he says, "Come on the show, I'll be respectful, and I just want to be friends and all that." But David Icke, you know, he's like I said, a bit stubborn, a bit like a Luke Skywalker, the sequel, Luke Skywalker. Anyway, have I got anything else here? No, I think that's it. I think that's it on that one. Okay, cool. Right, I tell you what. As we're all here, it is a little bit, yeah. Okay, right. We're just gonna talk about what happened very, very quickly. So yeah, my gay camp. Yeah, okay. So it was amazing. They said they've never felt a fire so big, but literally, and that sounded kind of gay there, but literally, we had 2 fires going, and I bought so much wood, and I did like this slow motion shot. Wait for it. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. It was amazing. We had amazing food. It was great company, and it was. Yeah, actually, weather was right. Actually, it wasn't too bad, but that fire was roaring, and I was like, it was like the center of the sun. It was amazing. Here's another one. It's like the slow motion shot on my phone, but there was a bit of a problem because what actually happened on the way out, because it was quite wet and muddy. It's like the single. Do you know these singular lanes? So in England, we have these lanes that are very like it literally fits one car. And as I was on the way out, there was a backup of traffic of like 5 cars trying to get through, and I was there for like 10 minutes. I was like, for fuck's sake! So I thought, well, if I just reverse back and go off to that side lane, I'd be able to get out. So as I reversed and pulled forward, bang! The van went into this. What happened? So this is my van. The wheels would not turn. No, the wheels were turning, but the van wasn't moving. And that was basically the singular country lane. It's literally in the countryside, no signal, nothing like that. This was 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. And I was like, fuck. Do you know that panic sets in? You're just like, shit, what do I do? Do I call the RSPCA? Talk about fate. So who comes bombing along in his quad bike is the farmer, and he sees me like this, and I think you saw the sheer panic on my face. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do here because nothing is. I tried everything. So whilst the farmer's there, his mate is in the car that was backed up in that traffic, and he saw me, and I was like, I really need help here. I don't know what I'm going to do, and I said, yeah, all right, okay. I felt bad, all right. So what happened, he had to put a jack to winch the van up. So he stuck it underneath here, winched it up, and he had in his car these blocks of wood. So bloody coincidence that he had it. So he had a jack, he put the jack up, put the blocks of wood underneath, lowered the van down, did it on the other side. It took like 5 attempts and nothing was moving. I was like, oh my God. And then eventually put more wood underneath, and they took it really, really slowly. And within 20 minutes of the incident happening, I managed to actually get out. I could not thank that farmer. I had no cash on me whatsoever. I said, next time I'm here, I says, I'm going to go to your house. I'm going to give you money because you saved my Sunday. Did I feel like a proper cunt? Yeah, of course I did. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right now. I felt like a proper cunt. I was like, I've just ruined this. The guy's bloody, like literally, you couldn't even see that there. But if you look at the tarmac, looking at it now, I feel like a right idiot. proper Bristolian, mate. Wasn't thinking. I just want to get the fuck home. You know, it was like an hour and a half drive away from home, and it was 9 o'clock, and I had a carvery booked in for like 12 o'clock. Oh my god! But the farmer came in and saw me. Like, if no one wasn't there, I wouldn't have like fucked. Like, I'd still be there like right now. Do you know what I mean? Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. But it made me feel warmth inside that people can actually help. Even though I feel like a proper dick. No, it's not. It's front wheel drive, mate. It's front wheel drive. Money, green tea. That's all they need is flipping money. How do I get there? Well, basically, they were right here. There's a junction, and I was actually going to turn around actually to go back because the car's behind me, and I thought I could reverse in that space, and I didn't. Okay, so anyway, I learned my lesson. I'm never going to do that again. But I will give the guy some money. Absolutely. I said, I know where he lives, and I'll chuck him like 20 quid for helping me out. But it was literally like a stroke of luck of fate, because I thought people were just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to leave you to it. But no, he actually helped me. I'm going to get to something in a minute. I want to show you. All right. But yeah, there's been another solar flare, another one, an even bigger one. And apparently it's heading over, Sophia. I'm not too sure when. Yeah, probably not driving like a fucking idiot. And actually, the only thing I need to do is use my brain when I drive in and reverse in, and to have a look whether or not I can actually get out of that space. It's just like my anxiety hitting. I was like, no, I need to get out of this situation, and just made it worse for myself. But again, need to think. But anyway, solar flare happened. Hopefully that'll be coming to us soon. You had an alert earlier. I didn't get an alert. It's pissing down with rain now. Hold on. Oh, it's 40-odd%. Okay, I'll tell you what, I've got my time-lapse camera up in a minute. But yeah, that's supposed to happen soon. I was out the other day. It was clear blue sky. It was to a certain degree. That was quite nice. The one thing I love to see at the moment is snowdrops. They're popping out as a sign of spring. We've got Cocosmia popping up as well. Isn't that beautiful? Lovely, lovely, lovely. And what else have I got here? Yeah, we'll talk about that soon. And there's my cat. Right, okay. It's cleared up a bit. I'll tell you what, fuck it. Shall I show you my time-lapse camera that I did about 6 hours ago? Let's have a look. Let's bring this up. Oh, you got snowdrops. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're one of my favorites for this time of year. Been rain. Yeah, it's been pissing down with rain all day. But nevertheless, it started to clear up, and I took the camera outside. So have a look. Let's have a look. Bring this up. So this is the highlight of my day. Let's turn up a bit. Speed. There we go. Bloody control. Oh, I didn't record the night vision. Oh, bollocks. Oh, that's gay. And then it starts pissing down with rain. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that was pretty pointless. Is it that one? No. Which one's that one? Oh, we did 6 today. Oh, is that one? All right. Okay. Sorry. My bad. You're probably thinking, what are you doing, Nick? Don't worry. That's what I'm talking about. This is literally as it started going dark right now. Well, I say right now, about a couple of hours ago. Right, let's do this. Have a look. It's got that look, innit? I love that time-lapse look. Oh, it clears up. Here we go. And what I noticed, you can see all the objects flying in the distance. And then suddenly it hit like 12 o'clock, then absolutely nothing. It's kind of a bit hard to see, isn't it, really? Can you see anything on the camera there? Do you want to see the point where it actually pissed down with rain? Wait for it. It's coming. Here it is. Watch the rain. And then that's me literally ran out on the live stream. There we go. Fantastic. And that's the highlight of time lapse. But yeah, I just love it. Absolutely love it. I'll tell you what I do love. Check this out. This is happening in Florida. So the people in Florida say, no, they're not spraying over my area anymore. Well, yeah, they're still bloody doing it because I've got satellite footage of it. Check this out. This is what I talk about, lenticular cloud. It's one of my favorite clouds ever. And it's one of those clouds that sits in one area where it moves very, very slowly, but it builds up. Check this out. Watch this. This is over Florida. Look at that. That's called a lenticular cloud. It's one of my favorite clouds. Literally, like the whole day sits in that, more or less in that area, and it just like moves. It's really weird. And it's like, is that the whole of Florida is like not encapsulated in the actual cloud itself? It's crazy, isn't it? I love clouds like that. I absolutely love it. But no, there's still spraying, so-called spraying in Florida, by the way. Video coming very soon. So yeah, look pretty cool, doesn't it? Look pretty cool. Okay, right. I'm going to bring up something right now. Let's bring up some videos of Facebook because I've got some pretty cool videos to show. And one of them's quite sad. If I do that, if I did entire screen, is that going to work? Okay, I'm going to come out of that because you've got to do a certain thing. Audio. Yes. Okay. Right. Here we go, guys. It looks a bit different here. So this popped up on Facebook, and people said, "Oh my god, it looks so real." Yeah, because from flipping X-Files. Look, that's from the X-Files. Can you guys hear that at all? Can you hear that? So this is when Fox Mulder went into the train. And there was like an alien there, but that's definitely X-Files. And I think they enhanced it with a bit of AI incorporation into it. Can you guys hear that? Just out of curiosity. So AI, yes. Sorry, Sophia. Sorry. Be careful showing your audio for guests. Okay. Right. Anyway. Could you guys hear that video, though? Yeah. Okay, you can hear it. Okay, fantastic. All right, cool. Right, going back to that. So, yeah, that's that alien right there. From the X-Files itself. Now, we have some ghosts. Check this out. Make sure it's bigger for you. Hold on. There we go. Do that instead.
Builders took a picture to show their foreman the work that had been completed. Upon viewing the photo, they spotted a misty white figure present in the photograph. Beforehand, some workers complained of being touched and feeling watched.
Yeah, probably Jimmy Savile there, mate. I would say, kind of, it looks like an apparition, doesn't it? Again, these ghostly figures, and I've shown so many apparitions like this, you don't normally, and in like some cases, you don't get the full amount of the apparition. You know, the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. There's a bit of a rhyme in there, isn't there? Yeah, if I remember rightly. But again, you're just sort of seeing the head and the shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. There it is. I was trying to figure the song now. So there it is, the head and the shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Shut up, Nick.
Tools even went missing. Builders.
Okay, move on from that. Yeah, I tell you what, we want to get a Zoom, not a Zoom doorbell. Yeah, I think they're called Zoom doorbells. But check this out. This like ghost. It looks like a woman coming out of the door, but she actually goes through the bloody fence. Look, check this out. Look.
It seems to be a...
Go back. Look. See that there? It actually goes through. Because it actually blocks out. Look, if I go back, this person is actually blocking out the light because you can see it go back on here. But it goes through the fence. Is that just what these actual doorbells do? Oh, you actually kind of like see it going on the side here. Okay. I don't know, guys. Let's go back to go for chat. Yeah, same with the UFO stuff as well. Sorry, guys. This is share screen here. Weird. Okay. Okay, next. This is scary. Check this out.
My teacher showed me this photo that was displayed in one of our campus buildings. There's an old mine near our university where the photo was originally taken. Can you see him?
Yeah, it's flipping scary, mate. What the bloody hell, like Ed poking out for? It's honestly, these photographs now, I don't know if it's AI or not, but that's pretty creepy. Right. I'm going to be talking about this with Hidden. Remember it was a Las Vegas alien in the back garden. Can you remember that? That's been brought up, and I'd like to talk about it at some point. Might do that with Hidden Underbelly show. We'll see. Yeah, so look here.
So there's two people
Remember this
or
case?
two subjects
It's about
that
on
are
area
in your
now, I think.
backyard?
Correct, and they're very large.
At exactly 11:50 p.m. on April 30th, 2023, Las Vegas police officers witnessed something extraordinary. Their body cam captured a bright, glowing green spear of light tearing across the night sky.
That's a bit
And
odd,
only
isn't it?
40 minutes later, 16-year-old Angel Kenmore had called 911 from his family's backyard. His voice shook as he told dispatchers.
Okay, what's going on over there?
One from his family's
Okay, lady.
backyard.
Me, my dad, and my brother, we're working on a truck in our backyard, and we have a big lot outside, right, correct?
And the one
We were
where
working, and we just...
yeah, the one where the aliens in the backyard. Yeah, allegedly you can see the tall alien grey. Yeah, this is why I want to resurface this sighting, because it's mostly fascinating.
see in a corner of my eye something fall down from the sky, and it was with light. And when I hit down, it was like a big impact, and we felt it. We felt like an energy, and then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us, and then we have a big equipment, and we see, and there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes, and we see, and it's still there.
When officers arrived, they took the call seriously because of the strange light they seen in the sky. One of the officers said,
My partner said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious.
multiple family
Yeah, it got a number of scenarios leading up to it. I think me and Ollie did talk about this on Alien Addict, I think.
members had backed up Angel's story, with his father, mother, and brother all confirming that they witnessed the same beings. Officers had searched the backyard, but the official body cam footage of this moment was redacted, removed due to privacy issues.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that at some other point. But yeah, I'd like to revisit the Los Angeles alien grey in the back garden. If I remember rightly, we are kind of dealing with, once again, with a bit of pareidolia into there, very grainy, blurry footage of the alien creature itself. But again, happy to sort of look into it once we get into it. So yeah, right, okay. Have you heard of this guy? I know this is something a bit different, but I love music. I think it's one of my favorite things. And here on Alien Alex, we like talk about like different things, but this guy can literally play anything just by listening to it once. He's actually blind, and he's on the spectrum of autism. But just check this out, what he can actually produce by listening to it once. He's been playing the piano since the age of 2. If I remember rightly, he was actually blinded accidentally through a procedure when he was very, very young, and he's been blind ever since. But the talent, yeah, boy, have you heard of this guy? Check this out. You can listen to a song once and replicate it. Check it.
Ethan Johnson.
Ethan Johnson.
I've been waiting months to hear Derek play Avril 14th by Aphex Twin, especially the last 20 seconds. So I'll play the last 30 seconds or so, and if you'd like to improvise around it.
I would like to improvise around it, please, Matt.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, Okay, got that.
I'll go back a little bit.
You can go back a little bit more, Matt.
Wait for it. Just wait.
There we go.
Watch this. Talent. Fucking talent right there. I mean, yeah, you guys may bash him and all that, but again, this guy has got something that you don't have, and that's the ability to actually play the piano fucking amazingly. No offense, don't say. But that guy, unbelievable. Hats off to him. And the fact that he's blind, and literally just listen to it and put his fingers right on the right key, and to produce something like that, man, he must pull the ladies. That's talent there, man. Absolutely talent. It's definitely awesome. Yeah, yeah. I think it's very gifted. Absolutely. Yeah. Beautiful piece of music, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, if you go check him out, Derek. I'm going to butcher his surname. Parisi. You can see it there. I do apologize. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Talent. It's good to see. Right, I'm going to move away from the AI slop, and I want to show you something, because last year was a learning curve for me. Learned a lot about myself and where I sit myself in what I thought was a community of, well, I say the truth movement really here. I mean, the sort of conspiracy realm just leads you down really dark paths. So I just see the real dark side of the community and what actually does. And I know that from experience because I've been to conferences and I know what people are like. We're in that sort of mindset. And this guy right here was pretty much me to a certain degree. And then just a spark of reality sort of hitting. And I shouldn't really put people in categories, but this is the point where you got to reevaluate what's important in your life. And you're thinking, am I consuming the right thing here? Is my mental state being affected? Just listen to this.
I hate when people ask me what's wrong, because it's not like you can say I'm in an existential crisis due to the fact that I'm painfully aware of everything that's going on and how absurd and nonsensical it all is. Meanwhile, all these sheep are blissfully walking through life with no issues, while I'm deeply conscious, which is causing all my suffering. Meanwhile, I'm trying to find purpose in it all. So instead, I just say nothing. I hate when people ask me what's
First things first, this guy seems like he needs a fucking girlfriend, first of all. Jesus Christ. To be on that level of, you could say borderline narcissistic, I'm more intelligent than other people, and all these sheeple, that's what pissed me off about this community. Putting people in, like sheep, like, oh, those are just vaccinated sheeple. It's like, hold on a minute. It says, you're part of that pen as well. And this is what really pisses me off with people in this community. I'm not saying you guys here. I'm just saying that the alternative, you know, they always stigmatize people hardworking people, oh, those jabs, they got what, you've been your 5th booster. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like this certain importance over people. It's like, well, I haven't had a COVID vaccination, so I'm better than you. I'm a pure blood. It's like, pull your fucking head out your ass. Seriously, you sound like a very narcissistic Karen. And this guy here is saying, like, what did he say in the beginning?
I hate when people ask me what's wrong because.
Well, yeah, because that's a common, decent thing for a human being to do. What's wrong, man? Do you want to have a talk? And then you pull up a shit like this.
It's not like you can say I'm in an existential crisis due to the fact that I'm painfully aware of everything that's going on and how absurd and nonsensical it all is. Meanwhile, all these sheep are blissfully walking through life with no issues, while I'm deeply conscious, which is causing all my suffering.
Oh, I'm deeply conscious. Oh, wow. I tell you what you need, mate. I tell you what you need. And it's this. This is what this guy needs in his life. This is a shot right here. My girlfriend before and after seeing me. Look how beautiful this is. This is what this guy needs.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to
That's
me,
what you need, buddy.
speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness,
that's what he needs.
She is standing right in front of me.
He needs a girl to wave and be happy.
Words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be. Let it be.
That's what you need, buddy.
Oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world.
See what I mean? That guy needs some flipping love.
There will be an answer, let it be.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. And that must, like, heartwarming thing to see. Hold on, let's listen to him.
I hate when people ask me what's wrong because it's not like you can say I'm in an existential crisis due to the fact that I'm painfully aware of everything that's
poor you. Try living in a third world country, mate.
going on and how absurd and nonsensical it all is. Meanwhile, all these sheep are blissfully walking through life with no issues.
I tell you what, you talk like that, mate, you're never going to get a girl.
While I'm deeply conscious, which is causing all my suffering. Meanwhile, I'm trying to find purpose in it all.
Purpose in life, mate. Get a flipping life, man. Go out, touch some grass, man. It's not all that bad. Jesus Christ, man. Do you see what I mean, guys? It's like you should be in this sort of state. This guy needs a girlfriend. That's what you need, mate. That smile.
Mother Mary comes to me,
snacks and a coffee and a smile.
speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my
It's quite hot, actually, gonna be honest. But yeah, you see the point I'm getting across here. Don't be a Debbie Downer and don't let conspiracies consume you. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going to end up like that guy. You're just going to be like down on your luck, man. Because if you're producing yourself as the Aurora that you are as negativity, you're going to produce negativity and you're going to produce like bad people, bad vibes, man. And it attracts the wrong people. Don't be like that guy. If you are down that path, don't be. You know, get a hobby for Christ's sake. Get a girlfriend, man. You can clearly see that guy hasn't got a girlfriend. He needs a bit of love, attention in his life. Do you see what I mean, guys? I just thought, yeah, exactly. A bit of a loser. I wouldn't say he's down on his luck, but you know, he can change that just by being more positive and stop acting like a snobby prick that you're better than everyone else. You know, oh, I'm consciously aware and you can't see that. Oh, fucking wanker, honestly. Get a life, loser. But yeah, you see the point I'm trying to get across here. Don't be like that. Be happy, for Christ's sake. I know shit's going on in the world, but what are you going to do about it? Well, literally, what are you going to do about it? Complain on TikTok? Have a little 5 minutes of fame? Oh, Trump, all the chemtrails, and all. What are you going to do about it? The fluoride in the water, the toxic chemicals in the food. Are you going to complain to the companies like they're going to do something about it? See what I mean? Just get on with life. Enjoy life to the best you can, because you might get hit by a fucking bus tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So I hope a bit of positivity in that one. Alex. But yeah, I'm starting to see the community in a different light, and I will see myself going down this path of like this deep dive on my phone of the worst shit ever. And I am not denying the stuff going on. I know that, but when it's on a daily basis, it's not good, and it doesn't help with the relationship either. Forget that shit, man. We know it's happening. Hug a fucking tree. Yes, from Sophia. Yes, she's on the money. Right. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, Sophia. It's easy to get swallowed the black pill. Yes, that is the word. Don't swallow the the black pill, because it will put you down a very, very bad route. Yeah, I love these rants sometimes, mate. It's sometimes things just got to be said, you know. I want to spread a bit of positivity, but I like to have a laugh here. But things just kind of needs to be said from my perspective. You know, it's I've been in the alternative movement for since 2007. You know, it's nearly 20 years, for Christ's sake, and I've learned a lot of things in the meantime. And there's a lot of it, what Nathan's saying here, a lot of it's to do with fear. And there's a lot of misinformation on that. And like I said, it can get, like, once you start off in one conspiracy, it leads you down to another one. And because there's so much information now on X, and you can easily get it, if you know where to get it from, it can just lead you down such a dark path, and it can change the person and age you by fucking 20 years. Like, literally, it's like, but at the same time, what are you going to do about it to solve the problem? Right? Well, we can band together. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that one. I think the system's doing exactly what it wants at the moment. But again, that's a bit of a negative attitude on that one, I should say. But again, but what are you going to do about it? Just got to carry on with life. Well, it is, you know, things might turn, who knows. Was that a bit of positivity there? I don't know. Just my perspective. Right, have I got anything else to talk about? Because I think that is it, because that's coming up to, 3 hours. Bloody hell. That's it. Oh, but God's gone past midnight. I think the missus is going to complain that I'm going on too late. Right, I'm going to end it there, guys. I'm going to end it there. It's over 3 hours of me rambling, spreading some half-truths, some misinformation, disinformation. But anyway, go back to the Aurora. Thank you, Rebecca. At least show us old neg. Oh, maybe next time. I was going through my old hard drive to look for some like really fucking gay photographs of me. I'm sure I'll bring up some on Friday. We'll see. But yeah, good 3 hours. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to come say goodbyes now, guys. All right, because I'm going to go end the show. But I appreciate everyone staying here for the over 3 hours I've been here. And I hope you learned something about the Aurora, you know, not roaring it out. I've definitely seen it for myself, whether or not it was the Aurora. But I hope some clarified information about the project itself, and just keep your eyes to the skies. That's the only way you're going to see these objects in the sky, you know, not looking at your phone on, you know, these crappy AI videos. You need to look up, and eventually within time you will find something. Just have a good camera, not a phone camera, but you know what it's like, but anything to film the bloody thing anyway. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Sophia, thank you so much appreciated. Ice to the skies, darling. Science Evidence Fringe, thank you so much. And John Strokes, thank you so much. The Creative Goose, thanks for being in chat, man, much appreciated. Ben from Oz, 1975, thank you, man. Godstopper, don't worry, man, I know you're joking, mate, it was all good. Rebecca, nice to see you, man. Green Tea, Bob Lazar, Rebecca again, Green Tea again, Gobstopper again, Sheep Hop Up, nice to see you. Thanks for being in chat. Dan Peters, thank you, man. Yeah. We are all losers, Nick. Women, and we can't handle the real. Well, I've been with my missus 13 years, and she thinks I'm a real man. So, again, every woman's different. This is it. But no, thank you. Much appreciated, Dan, for being in chat. I think. Oh, Nathan, ship up. I think I said to you guys already. That's it. Right. Okay, that's it. I'm going to end the show. I'm going to have my bedtime now. So, yes, I'm back to a live stream on back to it on Sadie. Nice to see you. Thanks for being in chat. Yes, back to a live stream on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. It's just an hour and a half show. Just go through like chicks and giggles and stuff like that. And we'll be back to another live show on Friday talking about something. I don't know. I'll think about something. But yeah, much appreciated, guys. Ray Clay too. Thanks for being in chat. So have a good weekend. And if you do like what you see, please like and subscribe. And I'll just see you next week for another live show. And obviously, I'll bring out videos in between. So until then, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. I'll see you next week. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you much. Appreciated. Yes, Green Tea. There is a woman for everybody. Trust me. If bloody John Wayne Gacy, who killed 25 bloody teenage men, boys, I should say, put them in the crawl space in his basement, can get married. Ed Gein as well. Who else? Like serial killers. Ted Bundy as well. You can get a girl. Trust me. You just got to rub the clip. Right. I'll see you next week. All the best.